The Bears will get the ball first. They won the toss. Tony Dorsett of Dallas was the number 2 runner in the NFC last year, and he'll be moving his heels for the Cowboys. Good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire, and both teams unbeaten, both with great runners like Peyton and Dorsett. It should be a fine afternoon.
I think Roger Staubach needs some help, though. He's really been carrying the team with like 60% passing, which he's always done, 2 touchdown passes, but he needs a rushing game. Right now, the Cowboys are doing about 129 yards average, and that's not like Tom Landry's team.
On the subject of quarterbacks, it'll be Vince Evans at quarterback for the Bears. That's the starter.
Very quick player, likes to sprint out a lot from USC and makes mistakes, but he has a great halfback to hand the ball off to, and we figure that 70% of the time Walter Payton will have his hands on it somehow.
Let's go down and watch some of these players in action right now, Tom.
Why not?
As we mentioned, the Bears won the toss and will receive. Brian Batschnagel is the man in the middle. He will not return it. It'll be Ricky Watts up the far sideline and with some room and out of bounds at about the 34-yard line by Dallas kicker Raphael Septien. Well, now it's good to be back on football, Thomas.
It's nice to get you back. Here's a good offensive line. Dallas worries about it. Albrecht, Big Noah Jackson, Neal, the 7-year man out of Kentucky, Big Sorey, and Dennis Lick, one of the best tackles in football, and Mike Cobb, that new tight end.
The receivers in the backfield, Scott and Golden Richards wide. It's a big game and very important game for him. Vince Evans, as we mentioned, is the quarterback. Williams and Walter Payton, the deep backs.
That quarterback is Vince Evans, huh?
Indeed. First down at the 35 will make it. Straight ahead for about 1.5 yards, perhaps, but that's all. Dave Williams, the ball carrier. Vince Evans, the quarterback for the Bears. The defense for Dallas.
Okay, Larry Cole at left end, Stalls at left tackle. Remember, he had a knee hurt in that St. Louis game. And, of course, Randy White and Harvey Martin, 2 all-pros at the right side.
The linebackers, Brunig in the middle, Thomas Henderson and D.D. Lewis on the outside. They've been feuding a bit of late.
Henderson hadn't started. He didn't start last week. There's Barnes, Kyle, of course, Randy Hughes, and Cliff Harris, number 43.
On 2nd and 8, the Bears will operate. Evans drops the first pass in this game for Vince, overthrown, intended for Greg Latta.
Vince Evans is not a drop-back passer. It looked to me like he stayed on his back leg and just hoisted that one at least 8 yards over a tight end that's 6'5".
He's bound to be a little bit nervous. It was Hollywood Henderson nearest to Latta, but he was open by perhaps a step. Just a poor throw by Evans off that back foot.
I think we might be looking for Golden Richards, number 83, to go in motion and catch the ball. He hasn't had a chance to catch a ball in the first 2 wins for Chicago, not yet.
It is 3rd and 8. Richards put out wide to the right. It's Scott inside him. Cowboys fake a blitz, run a draw with Payton, and he's got some room. He has the first down, does Walter Payton. Finally knocked out of bounds by Benny Barnes and Dennis Thurman. But a first down in Chicago. Watch it from the end zone.
We were looking at this young man. His name is Payton. Watch him now. Run the draw. Get outside. Watch him run through Cliff Harris, number 43. You cannot arm tackle him. He just leaves Henderson. I don't think he's quite 5'11". I think he's about 5'10". He bench presses 390. He is strong, fast, and you've got to use the shoulder and a lot of them.
Word just comes to us that game is in overtime. Denver and Atlanta, 17-17. 1st and 10, Chicago at the Dallas 49, at their own 49 make it. Evans straight back. Intended for Mike Cobb, number 87, knocked away by Thomas Henderson.
Good coverage by Henderson.
Over on the Dallas sideline, number 52, is their first-round draft choice from Tennessee of last year, Robert Shaw, who is the backup center. Neil Armstrong.
Very solid feeling to the Chicago Bear team this year. They're not cocky or arrogant, but they sure know they can play with just darn near anybody.
They're 2-0. Very solid defense, 2nd and 10 Bears. From their own 49. Evans, the quarterback, again straight back. Not much of a rush from Dallas. Pass goes right through one player's hands, through the hands of number 22, I believe, or was it Brian Batschnagel?
It was Williams, I believe, the fullback.
Williams, correct.
Fullback had a good chance to make the catch. But, Pat, you mentioned the good blocking. There is no rush. Remember, the Cowboys only have 2 sacks in their first 2 games. You can see up front, Sorey keeps Stalls off. That ball went right on through and was definitely catchable.
There was Williams' hands that had slipped through. Payton might have had a chance at it. That's a final score. The New York Jets got back on the track by defeating Detroit 31-10. That makes them 1-2. Detroit 0-3. Philadelphia final score 26-14 over New Orleans. Cleveland 20, Cincinnati 14. That's the final. Third down here. And still 10. One setback is Williams. Evans under rush, under pressure. Gets in Dallas territory. Has his first down and more. Inside the Dallas 35 to about the 34. First down Chicago, stopped by Aaron Mitchell.
Woo. Big rush by Thornton, the rookie from Illinois. Watch the left part of your screen. You'll see 71 come up the middle. 77, pardon me. Make a pretty good rush. Randy White's taken by. And this young man right here was the MVP in the Rose Bowl a couple of years ago. He's a heck of a good athlete. A little bit wild, but he's a wild horse rider. He's not too bad.
They had tried him. They had plans to try him as a defensive back. They had tried him as a kickoff returner. Now it looks like Vince Evans is settled as the quarterback. Very popular member of the Chicago Bears. First and 10 for the Bears at the Dallas 35. Hand off to Williams, straight ahead for about 5.
Again, you're probably keying Payton, especially on a first down. If you key a dangerous person like Walter, you might make a hero out of the remaining back. And the Bears had both fullbacks. They had Robin Earl, of course, Harper, their starter, go down within 8 days of one another. It seems to come in threes sometimes when injuries happen.
It would be hard, Tom, not to key on Payton, because going into this contest, he had handled the ball, either running or catching passes, 65% of the Bear offensive play. You got to watch him. 2nd and 6 it'll be. Here's Payton. What a step. What a move. Payton out of bounds in the hands of Cliff Harris, but another Bear first down.
What a great block by Scott, the outside receiver. He came down on Aaron Kyle, and of course all you have to do is make good contact. You can see that Jackson has Randy White. Oh, he looks like a good block on Harvey Martin. Now watch this move right here. And a good block on Kyle by Scott, the outside receiver. And those outside receivers make a great running back look extremely good, don't they?
When they're already great like Payton, they're almost unstoppable. At the 13, it'll be 1st and 10 Chicago. No score as yet, 11:44 left first quarter. Bears look good. Evans to Williams. To the 9. Good hole.
Williams made the good block on Harvey Martin on the play before, and you know, for a guy that is running his first fullback position in pro football, he went to Canada out of Colorado where he was an option quarterback. Then he went to San Francisco for a brief time, and I'll tell you, he's done a heck of a job in the pinch that the Bears were in at fullback.
D.D. Lewis on the last tackle. The ball just inside the 10 with 11:19 now left in the first quarter. No score as yet. Bear offensive line doing an outstanding job right now on Dallas defense. Payton. Jackson out in front. Payton breaks a couple of tackles and gets down to about the 6 when he should have been stopped at about the 12.
Oh, there should be concern on Landry's face. That time, Brunig had a perfect shot at Walter Payton after Randy Hughes had really played it super from the safety spot. Check the left part of your screen, see what happens. Stalls gets some penetration. Henderson tries to cut it. Now watch this now. He just walks through Bob Brunig's tackle and gets back to the line of scrimmage and may have picked up a little bit.
It'll be 3rd and 3. He actually got almost 4 yards out of a play that looked like it would be a loss.
Good play here.
One lone setback for the Bears. Williams set out line to the right. Evans on a quarterback draw will get in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears lead 6-0.
And never gave up the football. The Cowboy offense will have to warm up all over again. They took the opening kickoff, got a good run back, and 2 key runs by the quarterback, who steps back, and this one looked to me like it was planned. Set up Stalls by holding it up there like it was going to be the pass. Got a good block from Sorey and also from Baschnagel on the outside.
He set up that block on Stalls by Noah Jackson very nicely with that quarterback fake. A drop step and then straight ahead.
Thomas is 3 for 3 on PATs.
Baschnagel will hold. He's 4 for 4. Bears 7, Cowboys nothing. We have 10 minutes and 13 seconds left to play in the first quarter at Texas Stadium, and the Bears have taken a 7-0 lead over the Cowboys. For the Bears.
3 carries, 32 yards already.
Bob Thomas will kick off. Landry and Armstrong, you saw in the inset, was out of bounds, and they'll do it again. Back deep for Dallas to return will be Ron Springs, their number 5 draft choice, and number 81, Steve Wilson, who is the son of a guy we played against, touchdown Tommy Wilson, who used to play with the Rams.
Ronnie Springs, though, does have springs. He brought back 3 kickoffs against San Francisco, all out over 30 yards apiece, and he can break one anytime. He's a great find by this Dallas organization.
There is Wilson.
Tommy Wilson was some bulkier.
He played in the NFL as late as 1963, and now his son is playing. There is Ron Springs, who was the intended receiver in the Gator Bowl game. And the pass from Arch Schliessler that was intercepted that ultimately resulted in the demise of Woody Hayes.
You got all that information, huh?
How about that?
Springs, by the way, has great hands. We'll see him as a pass receiver a lot today.
Thomas again, this time from the 30. It will be Springs. Behind Wilson, number 81, and Springs swings to the outside. Almost got around a corner, out of bounds at the 32-yard line of Dallas. Wentford Gaines pushed him out. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited. The offense for Dallas.
Donovan, Scott, Fitzgerald, Rafferty, and Jim Cooper, the Temple free agent who's done such a great job in there for Raphael Wright.
B.J. Dupree, the tight end. The Dallas receivers in the backfield. Jay Salvi is in the game. We'll run the rest of them down for you in a minute. Here comes Salvi in motion. Dorsett is deep. Well, that's Newhouse, the ball carrier. Wrapped up by Mark Hartenstein.
This is the reason that the Cowboys have had some trouble with third downs, because they've been 3rd and long. They used to get 4 yards on that first running play, and they're just simply not doing it. There's the big rookie Hampton at left defensive end from Arkansas. Osborne, Alan Page, who is really quick right now, and Hartenstein, the big Penn Stater.
The linebackers will be Muckenstern, Hicks, and I believe Buffon is starting in the middle.
For the first time.
Yeah, that's the secondary. Schmidt, Livers, Plank, Waltershire.
And they all hit. The Bears will hit.
Finsick still resting. Dorsett in motion for Dallas, and Staubach will drop. He's had to do it throwing. He does it to Salvi, who almost spun out of the grasp of Doug Plank. But he got a Dallas first down. A good throw.
Boy, Salvi has just stayed around for the years he's been with Dallas, waiting for a chance to play. And now he's getting that as an outside receiver, which really helps when you think about Tony Hill on one side and Pearson and Dupree, and then you can put in Saldi too.
And how about the big 6'6" rookie that they can also come at you with? Cosby. A lot of horses. 1st and 10 Dallas. And this is Dorsett swarmed on by Osborne and Alan Page.
Looked like he might have hurt him a little bit. He was a little bit slow getting up, number 33 was. Of course, Dorsett got in a good second half against San Francisco. Watch this. Again, a first down play. And this is when Roger needs yardage. Give me 4 or 5 on that first running play. Then we'll end up with 3rd and 2 rather than 3rd and 7 or 8. Let's see how the big Razorback did. The rookie, Hampton, the defensive left end spot. Dupree does a pretty good job staying right in his face.
It'll be 2nd and 13. Scott Laidlaw is the lone setback, and Staubach brings the ball back to Laidlaw, and he'll get another first down for Dallas. Doug Plank again on the tackle, but a good-looking play for the Cowboys this time. Neil Armstrong looking down with concern.
Super block by Herbert Scott. Left guard pulls 68. Watch this crackback block from the outside. Clean, legal maneuver, and just strips off that pursuit. Dorsett's out in front, blocking for Laidlaw.
And doing very well. Miami, Minnesota. In the 4th quarter, Miami Dolphins lead 13-12 over the Vikings. Robert Newhouse is right behind Staubach, and now he moves away along with Dorsett, and Dorsett goes back deep in the eye at the moment. First down, Cowboys. Drew Pearson in motion, and the handoff is to Dorsett. Racked up by Hartenstein again from the offside.
Dorsett looked like he might have hesitated just a little bit at the line of scrimmage because there was no hole.
There's a guy who didn't hesitate at all in that first drive that the Bears put together. That is Walter Payton looking on.
Not kind of strong. Mr. Sweetness. What a great guy to have in your city, though. They tell me that he just walks down the street in Chicago, lights up. You know it?
Denver 20, Atlanta 17. That is a final. That means both of those teams are now 2-1.
Jim Turner kicked a 25-yard field goal to win that one for Bronx.
On second down, Staubach faces a blitz and has time and goes deep for Tony Hill and got him. Touchdown, Dallas.
The 12th catch for Tony Hill this year and the second touchdown. And Roger Staubach, for having a sore elbow, really threw that ball sharply.
It is right on the money. Watch it.
And watch the blocking. There's some good aggressive blocking here. Laidlaw steps up and really takes on the linebacker. Watch this throw. Cleaned off and flat blown in there. Hello, airmail special. Hill is open. Wide open.
When you blitz like that, you take that chance and you put an awful load on your cornerbacks. They've got to go one-on-one then, and that's a tough job against a guy like Tony Hill as Rafael Septien makes it 7 apiece.
All right, now you're looking right down the line of scrimmage. Notice the linebackers to the left coming in right down the middle. Both middle linebackers. Look at Laidlaw. Wow, what a block by that up back.
Yeah, what a football game we've got with 6:32 left in the first quarter. Dallas 7, Chicago 7. The number of plays it took the Cowboys to get even on the scoreboard was 6 as Rafael Septien trots up to kick it off. High booming kick chases Brian Baschnagel back into the end zone where they will down it. And wise choice it was.
Good kick.
Fine kick. Remember, that came from a 35 all the way into the end zone. Cleveland defeated Baltimore by the score of 13-10. The Browns remain undefeated. Baltimore goes to 0-3.
Now, if Walter Payton gets 3 yards or more, he goes past Rick Caceres as the all-time Bears ground gainer in 5 seasons, and old Big Rick did it in 10,
In
right?
10 years, right. And I'm sure he's looking on right now. Down in Tampa.
I ache every time I think about Big Rick. I'll tell you, Walter Payton's a great running back, huh?
There's no question about that. Sometimes you use that word too often, I think, but it applies to Payton. Williams this time straight ahead. Dave Williams this is. Stopped by the middle of the Dallas defense. They started from the 20. They got 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7. That band is from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. They were on the bus for 18 hours to get here to perform at halftime from Choctawhatchee High School. How like that?
Do they enjoy coming for a big pro football game, huh?
The Jets 31, Detroit 10. That again is a final score. The Jet record is now 1-2. Detroit is 0-3 with problems.
Let's see how that left side of the defensive line handles this Chicago rush.
It is Payton on a draw. He broke 2 tackles. Still struggled for perhaps a yard, but that might be one of his better efforts.
And Brunig has got to be one of the strongest linebackers in football. Watch number 53 now get his hands on a quick draw. That means it very quickly is taken back to the remaining back. He's just a load. He can't be over 205 pounds. 5'9", 10 maybe.
It is wound very tightly, though. It'll be 3rd and 6. Vince Evans, the Bear quarterback. It's been a long struggle for the Bear administration to figure out who would start. But at least for today, they've settled on Vince Evans. So Walter Payton. That should be very close to at least tying Rick Caceres' record as the all-time leading Bear rusher. Not a first down, however.
And a great defensive play by Thornton, number 77, the left defensive end, the big rookie from Illinois. Good defensive play. 77 will come into your screen and do a job. He gets by the block of Cobb, the tight end. Harris is there. Randy Hughes, too.
Peyton now has 37 yards, so he is the all-time leading Bear rusher. The Cowboys put the pressure on and almost blocked Bob Parsons' kick. Tony Hill signals for the fair catch at the Cowboy 34. So that's where Dallas will take over. Score is tied at 7-7. We have 4 minutes, 15 seconds left to play in the first period. Dallas will take over at its own 29-yard line. That's Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. Cowboys 7, Bears 7. First quarter. Cowboy first down at their own 35. I think I told you the 29 a minute ago. They hadn't marked it down yet. The throw is to Salvi, and he's got it. Out of bounds, chased closely by Doug Plank.
Again, we had heard that Roger Staubach's elbow was bothering him this week. He pulled out the San Francisco job in the second half. And of course, a good opening game against St. Louis, and he's having to do a lot of it himself, but he really is throwing the ball extremely well.
First quarter score, the Buffalo Bills, who got their offense in gear last week, lead San Diego 6-0, 2nd and 3 for the Cowboys.
It's pretty hot down the field. It's about 85 degrees, and it might be warmer than that in the sun.
In that sunny spot, back in the shade, it's not too bad. Salvi in motion. Try to run that outside trap, and Newhouse spins and twirls for perhaps a first down for Dallas.
Over 100 yards rushing for Newhouse against St. Louis. Then he sprained that ankle. If he's healthy, first downs will come by almost automatic reference, right?
Seattle Seahawks 7, Oakland nothing in the first quarter. Newhouse goes out, and Laidlaw replaces him. He'll be one of the Dallas running backs along with Tony Dorsett.
Is that a new sport coat on Landry, that check job? Is that a new period in his life?
The most famous clothes model in Dallas, I think, is the Cowboy coach. There he is.
Didn't come from the Army-Navy store, I'll tell you that.
Very dapper fellow. Outside it goes to Tony Hill on what is supposed to be a quick screen, but Jerry Muckensturm is out there in a hurry.
Shaking his head like it wasn't executed properly.
How about this ticket? Landry for President, Brookshire, which is misspelled. For Vice President. I'll vote for that, Tucson.
Have Taco Will Travel. That would be my program, right, as Veep?
I think I want to travel with the Vice President. San Francisco 10, Los Angeles nothing.
My new deficit spending program. You'd like that, huh?
I can contribute to that.
All right. Pack your bags.
Another member of the cabinet. Here is Tony Dorsett swinging to the outside. Down inside the Bear 40, stopped by Livers, but it's a Cowboy first down.
The only time Dorsett is slow is when he's going back to the huddle or dropping a mirror on his toe. Look at this move inside. They say he's about 191 or 2 pounds because of inactivity. He looks pretty sleek. He's still thoroughbred. Good play on the defensive side to keep him inside by number 24. I believe that was Virgil Livers that made the good tackle.
Minnesota losing to Miami 20-12 now in the fourth quarter. Dorsett and Laidlaw are behind Staubach. He will bring back to Dorsett. Again, he has room into the Bears secondary. Down inside the 25 is Tony D. Livers again on the stop.
Watch the block by Laidlaw, number 35. The fullback goes outside, goes on through on the back. Watch the cut. All you have to do to block for number 33 is go out and hit somebody. He'll make it look like it's textbook.
Alan Page, see what happened to him.
Once in a while you could run it, Alan. I think that was always a problem. Actually, he got arm wrestled, and he lost this time. Think there's any holding on the line of scrimmage?
Well, here's Staubach under a blitz again, and he gets out of one, gets out of two, and can't get out of the rest of it. Alan Page led the sacking pack.
That's the 12th sack for the Chicago Bears. Good time to do it, too. The goalpost was not that far behind them. Good move by the linebackers. They sent 3 of them that time. Take a look. Roger knew this one was over. Again, the poise of the 11-year veteran from Navy. Well, I'm not going to get it off this time. I'm going to take a slight beating, but I'm going to keep the hog bladder close.
That sets up a 2nd and 20 situation with just about a minute and a half left to play in the first quarter. There will be less than that when this play gets underway. Line of scrimmage, the Dallas Cowboys, the Bears 34 with the Dallas Cowboys in possession. Shotgun for the first time today, and here comes the blitz again as Staubach's hung in there. The throw is to Drew Pearson, knocked away on a good play. Good defensive play by Terry Schmidt, the left cornerback for the Bears, number 44.
And the only thing 44 could do was forget where the receiver might be and play the ball. Watch how scary this is. This is the great Drew Pearson, and 44 didn't even worry about where he was. Schmidt did a good job.
Staubach took a real lick from somebody just as he let it go.
Yep, they decided to blitz the shotgun on 2nd and 20. Everybody arrived there.
It was Mike Spivey that put the whack on Staubach. 3rd and 20. San Diego has taken the lead over Buffalo 7-6 now. Again, they unveil the shotgun.
Well, that Springs, number 20, is in there, and you better get him and don't let him in the pass pattern.
They're going to blitz the gun again. That took him out of any sort of thought of field goal. Mike Hartenstein led the rush.
And Alan Page, number 82, gets loose. Watch it. These shotguns, looks like that every time the shotgun is shown, there are going to be extra people hitting the pocket, and then it's a gamble. Number 12 against a lot of us. Bears get sack number 13 for the year. Another angle from behind Roger. That snap is a little slow. Watch Springs come over and pick up the linebacker, but there's still too many people circling up.
Remember a few years ago, I guess more than a few, when San Francisco was terrorizing everybody with the shotgun and they went to Wrigley Field, and the Bears just blitzed it and almost ran them out of the ballpark. And that was the end of the shotgun for that time. Danny White, high and angling for the sideline, and Wilson was down where he was in a position almost to be able to catch it or knock it back at least, but it got away from him and went out of the end zone. So the Bears will have it at their own 20 with 37 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The Bears 7, the Dallas Cowboys 7.
All right, let's go.
The Great American Truck Race.
Bobtail trucks. I'd like to have been in that.
I thought you were in it.
No, I should have been. The amateur roller skating championships. Speaking of a guy who can wheel it a little bit, there's Thomas Henderson. We'll watch him this play, all right?
He runs like he might be on roller skates sometime. That's how he gets around, very quickly. Left side linebacker he is, number 56, as the Cowboys flex it. Payton will run it. 8 or 9 yards from Walter Payton. Bob Bruning had to come out from his middle linebacker spot to make the tackle. Fourth quarter score, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers still unbeaten, leading Green Bay 21-10.
We've watched Payton on a lot of films and in games, and some people say he cannot run to the right, and he likes to run to the left side, and backs or running backs have favorite lefts and rights, but that time he ran to the left side rather effectively.
Looks to me like he can run in just about any direction.
But he really runs to the right.
Better.
Hot.
First quarter's over. Quite a contest at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, with the Cowboys and Bears locked at 7 apiece. That's the end of the first quarter. High score. Tom Landry of the Cowboys on the left. Neil Armstrong, the head man for the Bears, on the right in the headset.
Evans is 0 for 3 in passes. I imagine Armstrong would like for it to stay that way, especially in his own territory.
St. Louis Cardinals lead the Pittsburgh Steelers 6-0. First quarter score.
12-yard run by O.J. Anderson, the young rookie from Miami. Good player, huh?
Williams straight ahead. Randy White on the tackle.
Well, that's a big offensive line for the Chicago Bears. They can lean on you.
First down.
Sorry, and Noah Jackson are about 270 apiece. Neal, the center's about 258. Albrecht is 260 at left tackle, and Big Dennis Lick is about 270, the Wisconsin All-American at right tackle. They can lean on you even if you're the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Vince Evans. The Bears have it first and 10 at their own 31. Opening seconds of the second period, and Evans throws, completes his first pass of the day to Golden Richards. First pass he has caught this year, Richards.
Evans was 4 for 7 last week in the big win. Hit Scott with a TD pass, but that's Golden's first catch. He's still very popular here in Dallas. He gets quite an ovation, huh?
When he was introduced today, he got quite an ovation. Greg Latta checks in with a play for Vince Evans. By the way, in the game involving Atlanta, their young running back, William Andrews, picked up 41 yards and 20 carries. Did not get the 100 yards he needed to become the first rookie ever in the history of the league to have 3 consecutive games like that in his first time out. Bob Brunig made the tackle on Payton, but he squirmed for another Bear first down.
There's some great runners, and I missed a lot of great runners my short career, but everybody gets in line behind Walter Payton right now. He crawled that time and almost broke the play while crawling.
Tom, there is another rookie. That's Houston 20, Kansas City 6. O.J. Anderson of St. Louis, who has a chance to become the first rookie ever to break the 100-yard barrier in his first 3 games. That game is still underway, and he has 18 yards so far, so he may not make it. He's got a tough task against Pittsburgh. Evans, as a flag goes down, holds the ball behind his back in the shadows.
O.J. Anderson had 193 against Dallas on opening day down in St. Louis. He is brilliant.
There is Bob Thomas. He's got a new holder. Not on the active roster. The holder's not.
Thank you.
Referee is Pat Haggerty. Obviously something malfunctioning with his microphone. You can hear the call.
Shout it out, Haggerty. Shout it out.
Alan Page looking on. Bit of a gray beard now. I know how you feel.
Just not as quick. Gotten old, but just not as quick as Alan, that's all.
First and 15 it is for Evans. Walter Payton takes the fake and takes the football. Loses the football. And Cliff Harris comes up with it. They might have said he's down. No, it's Dallas ball, I believe. Yes, it is. The Cowboys have it. As Payton had it jarred loose and Cliff Harris picked it up.
This is the extra yardage. Dorsett fumbles occasionally. All the great runners will fumble because they're going for the extra yardage. And there it is. It was on his hip, and Randy Hughes hit him on the left hip. And the ball went off his right hip, and number 43 has it. Harris again.
And the Cowboys have the first turnover of this contest. Score tied at 7. Cowboys have the ball. NFL doubleheader weekend at the early games next week here on CBS. Atlanta against Detroit, Green Bay at Minnesota, and Washington at St. Louis. The other games, Chicago at Miami, Los Angeles at Tampa Bay, New Orleans at San Francisco. That's next Sunday here on CBS. We're watching number 61, right tackle for Dallas, Jim Cooper. They have it first and 10 with Dorsett in motion. And the handoff is to Newhouse, who cuts back inside and will get some good yards. Not as much as it looked like for a moment. Jim Osborne recovered and led the Bear tacklers.
Hey, Cooper got a darn good block on Osborne, too, but watch the Osborne spin. Watch 61 now. He can play center, guard, or tackle. Makes pretty good contact. Doesn't quite get in front of the numbers, and Osborne spins and comes out. We said that the Bears will sort of ravage you because they're sort of wild whackers on defense, but they will hit.
It'll be 2nd and 5 here. In St. Louis, the Cardinals lead Pittsburgh 9-0 as Steve Little has kicked the field goal. Dorsett tried to pick his way again. It's Osborne and Muckensturm who makes the initial hit on Dorsett. Watch Cooper again, 61.
All right, here's the free agent. Remember, Rayfield Wright was there for years, then Frederick got a shot at it this time. He takes on Hampton, the All-American from Arkansas, and got him out of the play. Cooper is a hustler, though, and Landry's always said you play with the strong left side, which means heart. That's not just a cliche. I guess that's been proven here in Dallas, huh?
Many times. 3rd and 1 for the Cowboys as Dorsett goes back deep. Saldi up on the right flank, and Staubach tries and does get it himself. He's all the way down to the 30, Tom Hicks, who is playing middle linebacker now. Made the stop. San Diego 13-6 over Buffalo now in the second quarter.
You know, I asked Roger what training camp was like this year. He's an 11-year veteran, put in years in the service and what have you, and he's got his children, and 5 of them, 13-year-olds the eldest, and he said, training camp seemed like forever. He said, you know, when you get a little older, you're thinking about home and relaxing a little bit in the late summer instead of going through 2-a-days.
I can remember.
Got a good memory, right?
Yeah. First and 10. Staubach looking to the outside. Gets Billy Joe Dupree, maybe a couple. Doug Plank takes Dupree down and takes him down as he usually does with a lot of authority.
Using the man over the middle, that's Osborne in the over defense over Fitzgerald's nose. Roger came right out throwing on it. And again, the Bears will show you a 3-man front, a 4-man front, a 5-1-5. They will really mix up the defenses as these people mix up our minds, I guess.
It's a 1-yard pickup. 2nd and 9. Staubach gives back to Dorsett, who looked like he might have some room inside, and still continues outside and is hustled out of bounds right about the line of scrimmage by Muckenstern. He's turned into a fine football player, Jerry Muckenstern. Dorsett in that stroll back to the huddle. Newhouse goes out. Laidlaw comes in, I believe, or Ron Springs comes in. They'll show him a bunch of receivers on 3rd and 9.
And this is the reason that the percentage, the third down percentage for Dallas has fallen off a little bit. Last year it was over 50%. This year it's under that because it's 3rd and long a little bit this year. More often than not.
Preston Pearson, whom we have seen on 3rd down for many years in a clutch situation, come through. He stays in the block this time. Helps out on Hampton to Saldi. He was the intended receiver. Raphael Septien drop zone. On the far side of the field, it was the Bears went for gains on the coverage.
Doug Plank, the safety man, blitzed. Roger is finding crazy numbers flying around that pass protection pattern. Now we're going to get a field goal attempt to the young man who made a 51-yarder last week.
Raphael Septien. Let's see how far this one will be. It'll be 47 yards.
He looked like he was hooked a little bit left, Pat, in practice, but you can never tell with the sideline.
That looks good.
Oh, it is.
Shot right down the middle. Raphael Septien from 47 yards out puts Dallas in front for the first time this afternoon, 10-7 over the Bears.
Well, Raphael's not big, but he is really strong and a good athlete, isn't he?
84 deep for the Bears is Brian Bashnagel. As you look at the number of plays it took Dallas to go 12 yards, 7 plays, and settle for a 46-yard field goal, they call it, by Raphael Septien, who's kicking off right now.
Oh, a strong kick again.
And deep to the 2-yard line where it's fielded by Bashnagel. Stumbles to the outside, stays on his feet. Good return out of bounds about the 33.
Like Septien had to go over and make a tackle on the sidelines, and number one threw his smaller body right in there with zest.
Helped out by Robert Shaw. Cowboys down on the far side of the field in front of the Dallas bench. That is Raphael Septien. Pittsburgh has scored against the Cardinals. St. Louis 9, Pittsburgh 7.
Terry Bradshaw to Stallworth. Touchdown pass.
Septien looks to be all right now, limping just a little bit.
Well, he's got his suit on. He's using it. That's good. There's Bob Avellini, the former Maryland quarterback who used to be a starter, and he's watching Vince Evans at the controls.
If something happened to Septien and he could not kick, Dallas would use Danny White as a place kicker, as well as a punter. Peyton pulling straight ahead and punting, twisting and hustling back to the huddle now. Dave Stahl's made the tackle.
He's even running when he's up off the ground. That time they knocked number 34 up in the air, and he still had him moving. Like it was like a motorcycle. You have to cut the ignition off with it.
Steve Schubert looks like he has a problem with his right shoulder, which is being administered to at the moment. It'll be 2nd and 7. 3-yard pickup for Peyton.
Vince Evans got to be a little bit careful. He's 1 for 4 throwing for 9 yards, but you don't want to throw too often against Dallas.
Bounces off the hands of Williams. Golden Richards might have had a chance at it, but it bounced away from him too as Thomas Henderson was involved in the coverage.
Young Evans has got to be careful, though. The Cowboys have had 3 balls now that have been sort of double bounced, and You can't skip rocks across the pond against them. They'll come back with it and stick points on the board. It's careful time for a young quarterback especially.
So it'll make it 3rd and 7 for Vince Evans of USC. Cowboys show blitz and they come. Pass is down the middle intended for Walter Payton. Aaron Mitchell on coverage. What are you laughing at?
Aaron Mitchell is so ornery. He's that young rookie defensive back from Las Vegas, Nevada, and he can. They say in practice he roughs up the Dallas receivers, and that time he really worked over the intended receiver for the Bears.
He was very close to roughing him over before the ball got there.
Yes, he does it early or late, whenever.
Tony Hill back for Dallas will check the hang time. Line drive kick. The hang time won't be too good. Hill took it at 25, looking for some kind of a punt return, an area in which the Cowboys have not been all that successful in recent years. One of the few.
Spivey made a good tackle for Chicago. These teams are pretty evenly matched. They should be. They're both unbeaten, right?
Dallas up by 3 at the moment. We have 9.5 minutes left to play in the second quarter. The Cowboys 10, the Bears 7. 9:28 left to play in the first half. 60 minutes coming up tonight, followed by a Sunday night movie on CBS, the 10th month.
That's Carol Burnett's dramatic show tonight. And of course, All in the Family. They tell me there's a problem that
slave driver Archie pushes Edith too far.
Very dangerous thing to do.
Doesn't say where he pushes her.
Edith pushes back, maybe, eh?
We'll see who wins tonight on PBS. And we'll find out right now who wins. It's Robert Newhouse, and the misdirection gets to that 3. By the way, we were talking about Walter Payton breaking Rick Caceres' all-time Bear rushing record. Robert Newhouse has now moved into 3rd place on the all-time Cowboy list of rushers, behind Don Perkins and Calvin Hill.
He went by our friend that uses the snuff, right?
Little pinch. Went by Walt Garrison, blocking on Page.
Yeah, again, you once in a while could run at Alan Page. You didn't want to run away from him. They didn't get a lot of yards, though. It was good defense by Hicks, the linebacker.
Only 2. Dorsett loses it. The Bears might have it. No doubt about it. The Bears recover Dorsett's fumble. Dan Hampton, the rookie from Arkansas, gets it.
Dorsett fumbles once every 27 times he carries the ball. That's a high frequency. Payton like 1 out of every 35 times. Look at this. In fact, he had it fumbled before he got hit.
Never had it, did he?
Ball was never there. Might have been a high handoff. We'll try to be as fair as we can, but that is disaster. Let's see if the handoff is good by Roger. A little bit high on the numbers and not put away.
Fumbled by Payton, set up the Dallas field goal, and now the Bears have capitalized on the Cowboys' courtesy. Gets back to Payton. He's picked up in the backfield momentarily. D.D. Lewis is saying he got him, and I think that's what they'll say.
He came running off that turf, off that rug, and he was at high speed again.
Can you imagine what Payton would be if the rules were like they used to be, when you could get up and run again after you were down?
That would be something. Good time to get him. Tie his shoelaces together while he's watching television. Watch the move now. He gets bounced a little bit, steps right through that with that thigh work, and now comes right up off the rug running. Keep tackling him. Don't quit. Of course, Harris never has.
Miami now 3-0 as they have defeated Minnesota 27-12. 2nd and 9 here. Minnesota is now 1-2 as Evans fakes and is sacked by D.D. Lewis. The Cowboys blitz and take him all the way back into Bear territory, or just about.
Did you notice the official making the quick move that Vince was caught and might get hurt, so any extra play that time by the Cowboys might have called for a penalty. But this is a good rush and a good blitz. Here comes D.D. Lewis, makes the tackle, and right now they're saying, okay, the quarterback is officially down.
The extra wide receiver in the person of number 84, Brian Vaschnagel, checks into the Bear huddle. They'll have Scott, Richards, and Vaschnagel all in the game at the same time.
D.D. Lewis has been in 5 Super Bowls with Dallas. That's not a bad record for a guy you don't hear a lot about, huh?
You never say much about him because he never makes a mistake.
That's right.
He always does it right. Evans fakes quickly, fakes the reverse, finally fires on the ground in the direction of Williams. The heavy heat was on him from Bruce Thornton, the rookie from Illinois.
There's one of the good sleeper draft choices that Brant and Tex Swan have come up with. He's the Big Ten leader in sacks, but nobody thought he was ready for this kind of action. Watch 77. He is full of hustle and ginger. And football is really a young man's game when you're playing defensive line. Good play.
They faked that reverse that's been so good to the Bears in previous games, but it didn't fool Mr. Thornton. Bob Parsons into punt for Dallas. Tony Hill deep for Chicago. Tony Hill deep for Dallas.
Parsons only had 2 yards in runbacks this year on like 12 kicks. Pretty good average.
Put some heat on him this time and force him to can't get out of bounds. Heavy pressure from Wilson. Steve Wilson, number 81.
He and Henderson, Hollywood Henderson, almost got a hand on it too, and he's talking to young Wilson as they walk off over there.
Hollywood Henderson. Some of the Dallas players have said, maybe it's time for you to be quiet until our defense starts playing a little better. Those of you who watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stay unbeaten over the Green Bay Packers 21-10, welcome to Dallas, Texas Stadium, where you can see the bright sunshine having its effect on our pictures and causing our cameramen problems. But they are doing an outstanding job, as they always do, coping with that. Just 1 second. First and 10 Cowboys. Robert Newhouse takes the handoff from Roger Staubach. Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire here. Cowboys lead the Bears 10-7 as Golden Richards, ex-Cowboy, now in the uniform of the Chicago Bears, looks on.
He still has one of our CBS banners in his garage. You know what? He has a trophy room, and he took one of our banners home one time. We've been after him ever since to bring it back, you know.
We've had several people chasing him.
That's right. By the way, Staubach is 5 for 7 for 69 yards. Extremely sharp today throwing the football, at least to us.
6:45 left in the second period here as Tony Dorsett breaks away from one tackler. Squirms to the outside, breaks away from another one. Finally chased out of bounds by Virgil Livers. Good moves by Dorsett.
Make a mistake against number 33. Watch Hampton now get a pretty good shot. The big rookie defensive end, 90. Now look at this, good shot. And now you've got a problem. Here's an arm tackle, forget those. And again, Livers uses that sideline extremely well. Good, safe defensive play.
Enough for a Dallas first down. Cowboys 10, Bears 7. 6:36 left to play in the first half at Texas Stadium. Buccaneers looking good. Newhouse blasts away for about 4.
See how the Dallas offensive line is coming off the ball. That's Fitzgerald, of course, the snapper. They're staying low. Again, that's the one department that seems to get criticism because, well, it's very hard to find fault with people that go to the 5 Super Bowls, and there have only been 13, but that seems to be the one area where they say, well, they're not quite AAA there, but they seem to be doing a good job. And you see Newhouse is getting some yards along with Dorsett.
The Bears show you a lot of different defenses. Shotgun formation. They've been blitzing this, but they don't this time. The pass was partially deflected, but it's still completed to Drew Pearson, knocked out of bounds by Terry Schmidt. Our man manning the microphone on the sideline took a pretty good knock that time.
Drew Pearson is really amazing, though, the way he can keep control of himself on the sideline and not get hurt. That time he backed out of bounds, took a pretty good shot by Schmidt, and then had time to help our technician get back on his feet.
The hazards of working on the sideline sometimes go unnoticed. Here it is. Look out. About 3 down. Here's Dorsett with some room to the outside. Cuts back in, but to about the 25. Gary Campbell made the tackle.
He's got 5-speed shift. He did a little shift job. Ever thrown your car into an overdrive? That's what number 33 has.
Dorsett now has 10 carries for 46 yards. Payton 10 for 55. In the event that those of you watching Tampa Bay didn't hear it, Walter Payton has picked up enough yardage to break Rick Caceres' record, and Payton is now the leading Bear rusher in their illustrious history. Second down, Dallas. They need 5. Staubach has Tony Hill. Flag is down, and Hill had that strike right on the money.
Looks like offensive holding. They may pull this one back. Let's see him check it out. Good crew, by the way, working. Haggerty and Al Conway and Walt Peters. That's about the first yellow flag I can remember seeing today.
The rest of the officials, that's the second one, Tom. The rest of the official has the line judge, Vern Marshall, the back judge, Jimmy Poole, the side judge, Dick Creed, the field judge, Bob Lewis. They'll bring it back, as you suspected.
Here's Haggerty.
We have holding on the right side, offense, second down.
The whole right side?
You know, talking about the illustrious history of the Chicago Bears, the man who began the Bears, George Halas, amazing man, has written a book.
Strange title, don't you think?
Halas by Halas. And it's a must. Staubach dropped it, takes a shot under heat. Jim Osborne led the pack, charging in on Roger.
Doug Plank laid an elbow on Billy Joe Dupree, and they exchanged not unkind words, but tight ends and safety men just don't like each other anyway. I wonder if Whistling Ray's...
That's a Bear.
SBCA will be after us again. Is that a Bear?
It's a club at least. Oh, goodness. It was a Bear.
Whistling Ray's had a pretty good year, huh?
Says he is. Day, Sally, Ron Spring, Preston Pearson, all in the Cowboy offensive lineup. They operate with Staubach deep. This time the protection is pretty good as Staubach runs. Gets away from Hartenstein, is inside the 20 down to about the 16, enough for a Dallas first down. For a 37-year-old child, that's pretty good scampering.
He went back down. It looks like he might have hurt himself a little bit. He's telling himself he didn't want to have to run with it. He was trying to hit Springs, who had done sort of a drag-out maneuver at about 12 yards, but Roger is in a little bit of pain, and he's smart enough to not try to rush getting up.
And so they've taken a timeout. He's looking through the cobwebs right now. Don't forget.
Okay, let's see if anybody comes here, Patrick.
No, they didn't blitz it.
They didn't blitz it. They get pretty good pass blocking. You can see Rafferty and company now making a move. It's not the tackler there. He is really out in the open. That's Walderscheid. Oh, hits him on that left shoulder. One of the back left shoulder blade. The clavicle, I think.
Talking to the Dallas officials before the game, Staubach is leaving. Danny White, their backup quarterback, has a broken finger. And it'll be about 2 more weeks before he's ready. Their third quarterback is Glenn Carano. And here he comes, number 18.
From Nevada, Las Vegas, who has a good-looking throwing motion, but hasn't had a chance to really unlimber it yet. He hasn't thrown, of course, in the heat of a regular NFL game. Had some preseason action.
Right. They believe that he's a fine prospect. All that may be, but game experience is where it's at. Glenn Carano then on first down for the Cowboys. Gives to Newhouse, trying to swing around the corner. He'll get nowhere. Led by Gary Campbell, the Bear defense gets him out of bounds. Final score, the Houston Oilers 20, Kansas City 6. Houston's record then will be 2-1, and Kansas City 1-2.
Looked to me like that even that time, the first cadence call by Carano, looked like Fitzgerald might have left a little early, the offensive center. That would, to me, would be the hardest thing to adjust to. A quick change in cadence between one QB and another.
As Fitzgerald, the center. Loss of 1 will make it 2nd and 11 as Scott Laidlaw is in the game in front of Newhouse, in front of Dorsett, who breaks 1. Fumble, and the Bears have it. Chicago ball. It's a second fumble for Dorsett.
Trouble is the word gets out that maybe is the only way to defeat you, because you're going to get yardage. You're a super running back, so one guy does a spin job and holds the runner up. Somebody else goes ball looking. Here's Hampton. This young kid from Arkansas is just ornery enough to cause some trouble. He doesn't get him. Hartenstein got part of it, and I believe it was Muckenstern. He's a hitter, too.
Word on Roger Staubach, by the way, Alan Page made the recovery, is that Rogers just dazed and should be back momentarily. In fact, probably the next time the Cowboys get the ball. They still lead 10-7, but they couldn't take advantage of that last break. Williams breaks into the secondary, breaks a couple of tackles, is finally down in the grasp of Cliff Harris. The Cowboys secondary is hurting. We'll tell you who they are in just a minute.
Here's the blocking against the flex on first down. Randy White gets taken down by Sorry. In fact, they actually ran behind the block. And again, this is a 215-pound former option quarterback that's filling in at fullback and not doing a bad job.
Seattle 10 now, Oakland nothing. First down, Bears. Ball at their own 27. Payton this time gets the call, is hit by Randy White.
Still made yardage.
Dragged Randy. Charlie Waters, the Cowboys all-pro safety man, was hurt in preseason and is out for the year, but not forgotten.
Coach Stallings might have put that up, the defensive secondary coach.
It'll be 2nd and 5. Looked like not very much for Payton on that play, but he's still got 5 yards. He now has 60.
And right at Randy White.
Vince Evans still the Bear quarterback. Williams again tries to find some room to the outside. This time they hold him just long enough for Harvey Martin, Randy White, and Cliff Harris to get him down.
Good play by D.D. Lewis, too. He sealed off and sort of ruined the play right at the point of attack. And the Bears are pretty good at doing this across the line of scrimmage. They're not giving away much of their line of scrimmage. You can see to the left, Noah Jackson, 65. Look at D.D. Lewis sort of seal it right there and make the play go a little bit wider and slower than it was intended to go.
So it'll be 3rd down as Vince Evans comes over to confer with Neil Armstrong, the head coach of the Bears. They trailed by 3 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. The Cardinals continue to be tough. 15-7 now over Pittsburgh. How'd it happen?
1-yard TD by Theodis Brown, the big rookie fullback that's in there with O.J. Anderson right now. Cardinals going to be tough.
They sure are. They were tough at the end of last year. Don't forget all the highlights and scores from around the league coming up at the half with Brent Musburger, Jane Kennedy, and Irv Cross. And then after the game, don't forget 60 Minutes. Payton runs into the quarterback, and they will not get the first down, although he still struggles for a few before Randy Hughes can get him down.
Bruni get it up with the football. Payton almost made yardage anyway, but did run into the young quarterback. I wonder if it's supposed to be a reverse handoff, or maybe he's just supposed to step straight ahead. Looked to me like the young quarterback got target fixation and ran into the... Oh, that Payton's strong.
Didn't he, though? Look at him pull right out of Hughes' grasp. Better kick this time from Parsons. Ball bounces around, and finally Tony Hill falls down on it.
Roger Staubach getting ready to come back for this less than 2-minute drill. See who the quarterback.
I would think that he would.
There he is.
Staubach comes back.
See a dozen on the jersey. Just knocked the wind out of him. You get hit in the back sometimes where you're not expecting to get hit is probably the reason you get the breath knocked out of you more than anything else.
He is 6 out of 9 is Staubach for 85 yards so far. The touchdown pass to Tony Hill. Hands off to Dorsett, who swings to the outside and around the corner. Comes Dorsett and out of bounds. He got about 13 yards. Lenny Walter-Scheid took him down.
They say on the long grass field before he dropped the mirror on his toe that he was running 4.4s, 4.42s, 40s in long grass, you know. And he gets a good block by Newhouse, number 44. Watch the fullback come out, make one of the difficult blocks in football because the angle is not good. He stayed with the linebacker until he knocked him down. Good block.
Dallas has the football now at their own 31. They lead the Bears 10-7. Ron Springs and Preston Pearson in the lineup. Staubach goes back about 5 yards behind the center in the shotgun formation. And fires. And caught and dropped by Preston Pearson.
He's dropped the ball for the first time this year. I've seen him in a couple of other games. Now, he's come back and made the typical Pearson catches later on, too. But early in the game, when he's first in, Preston's dropped a couple of balls this year. Very unusual.
Doug Buffone made the tackle as Burton Lawless checks in for the Cowboys with the play and tells it to Roger Staubach.
But that ball was low, too, wasn't it? Low and away.
6 out of 10. That was a tough catch. Play has taken a long time. Look out for something unusual.
Roger might have some trouble with the numerical part of his brain right now. He might be a little bit woozy.
1:12 left on the clock before the half. Again, the same shotgun formation. Again, the protection is good. And so is the pass as Drew Pearson, who runs those patterns like they're diagrammed, comes back to meet the ball and gets the Dallas first down.
Rogers woozy, all right. Good comeback pattern by number 88.
He came back a little too far, Tom. He had the first down, and then on coming back, stepped out of bounds about a foot shy of that first down.
From the shotgun, Dupre going right up, clearing out. Springs takes the short zone, and now a deep sideline and back. Let's see how far he was. Oh, yeah, he had it made until went on the wrong side of the stick.
Virgil Livers pushed him out on the wrong side of that stick. So it's 3rd and short. Newhouse didn't get it. He didn't even come close as he tried to go over the top. That's a difficult task for him ever to go over the top.
Might have been able to go under, but to go over is, you're right, it's virtually impossible. He threw his little body up in the air, but there's nowhere to go. Muckensturm was there again. I believe the Dallas defense could have come on the field. I can't believe Chicago's not stopping this clock.
Punting unit is on with Danny White over on the sideline. It's 4th down. There is a sign from Floydada, Texas.
Pretty good artwork, too, for Florida,
yes.
Don't you think?
For you, me, and our spotter, Lance Barrow.
Well, we need him, I'll tell you that.
So does Floydada. They measured short, and Danny White and punting unit come on.
We have seen him throw the pass in the past for Coach Landry, but with the wrap and everything on his right hand, he's been throwing in practice. But surely with 40 seconds, he wouldn't try anything.
He might take a look and see what the rush looks like, and then maybe take off and run with it. We've seen him do that, too. They need about a foot for a first down. Steve Schubert is back deep for the Bears.
Try to block it, huh?
Rafferty, the center. Take much of a look, and they did try to block it, but what a kick it is. Schubert goes up with a fair catch sign, and wisely so, as the Cowboys were down, staring him right in the face, led by Benny Barnes, who's been great on special teams for years and years. 8, in fact, for Dallas. Don't forget, we'll be going back to New York to join Brent and Irv and Jane, and they'll bring you up to date on what has happened around the league today. A lot of surprises. They'll have highlights of most of those games. In about, well, we got 13 seconds left to play here. The Bears have all of their timeouts left.
You know, with all of the offensive rule changes that we thought were there just to score points, I noticed that point scoring was only up like 6.7%.
Right.
That's inflation's up more than that. Inflation's 13%. That's cheap.
Passing offense is up 15%, though. So that's significant.
Is that principle?
I guess. Compounded daily. Or weekly. Harvey Morton gets Peyton out of bounds, but he has a Bear first down, and the clock is stopped now with 5 seconds to go.
You want to watch a football coach's dream working? 34. Steps up, takes the ball. Carries it like he's going to be very loose with it. He puts it away now upon contact. My heavens. Put you right into retirement in one season, try to tackle him.
In open field, it's an impossible task almost. 12 for 77 for Walter Payton. Both his games so far this year have been 100-yard games, and he's well on his way to another one. Ben Evans gives to fullback Williams. And that'll be the last play of the first half. As Dave Stahl helps Williams to his feet. That's the end of it. The Dallas Cowboys lead the Chicago Bears 10-7. We expected this would be a close game as you look at the Bears hit. Makes that long walk down the tunnel. The score is Dallas 10 rather. The Chicago Bears 7 as the Bears took the opening kickoff and put together a very impressive march. Got the touchdown from Vince Evans on a quarterback draw. The extra point by Bob Thomas made Chicago lead 7-0. The Cowboys took the next kickoff and marched all the way down the field, capped off by a touchdown pass from Roger Staubach to Tony Hill. Raphael Septien got the extra point, made it 7-all. Then after a Peyton fumble, Septien hit from 46 yards out to make it 10-7. That's the way it is. The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Matt Summerall here with Tom Brookshire. What about statistically in the first half? What do you have?
Well, it was Staubach was 7 of 11 for, of course, the touchdown pass of 44 yards, 94 yards in total in a touchdown pass. And the running of course, Walter Payton, he had 77 yards on 13 carries. And the 2 fumbles, I guess, by Dorsett kept the Cowboys from maybe putting the game, out of hand, don't you think?
Well, let's get to the action and see. It's 10-7 Dallas as Bob Thomas is just about ready to kick it off to start the second half. Steve Wilson and Ron Springs back deep. And Wilson strides up to about the 17 to pick it off. Comes outside the 20, and Wilson comes wide to the right side with some room. Steve Wilson to the 35, cuts back inside. He should get at least close, and he goes all the way, but there are flags down back at the Cowboy 35-yard line.
This is going to be the new rule, the clipping. You have to make all blocks above the waist on the kicking game, on punts or kickoffs. And if somebody slipped down and blocked on the trousers of the Bears, that's what it was. They're going to call it back. What a great run.
A super effort by the rookie Steve Wilson. Here it is, and let's see if we can pick up the clip.
Tommy Wilson's son. The genetics are good in this family. Watch number 81 weave. You see these clips, point them out to us. There's a lot of fur flying and some leather banging. There's a good block. There was no clip.
Nope.
We have a personal foul.
Let's see who it was again.
Number 52 on the run back. First down.
52 is Robert Shaw, the Cowboys' first-round draft choice, but honestly, I did not see it. Great run by Wilson.
The officials have been watching that rule because there are a lot of knees that have been torn up on the kickoff and punt returns.
Dallas first down at their own 15. First play from scrimmage in the second half. Cowboys lead 10-7. Staubach comes right out firing over the head of Drew Pearson and out of bounds. Jerry Muckenstern made him throw it high with a good drop.
Boy, Hampton, the young rookie defense. There's Wilson. He's a little bit winded, but I have a feeling with his enthusiasm, he can tee it up and go again, huh? Oh, he's young. He'll bounce back and run another one back before it's over with, right?
Roger Staubach, here are the stats on him. He just missed his 12th attempt. Was shaken up late in the first half after he scrambled for a first down, but seems to be okay now.
Terry Bradshaw has a bruised leg. Bob Greasy went down. Anderson got a bad back with Cincinnati. Woo!
Dorsett on a first down draw play. Second down draw play, make it. Gets a first down. Stopped by Lenny Walters, shied, but Dorsett got enough yards to make him move the sticks.
Let's see if the trap block. This time they don't trap. Fitzgerald goes through in the linebacker. Good block by Scott. You can see that the good running, of course, always the forward lean of number 33. He explodes on you. That time he covered the ball up with both arms, both hands.
Somebody perhaps spoke with him at halftime about protecting the apple. 14 minutes left in the third quarter. First down, Dallas at their own 28. They lead by 3 as Drew Pearson trots in motion and Staubach fakes. Pearson cuts across. It's intended for Billy Joe Dupree, and he is whacked hard by Gary Campbell.
That time, Alan Page was blocked so well on the line of scrimmage, he almost intercepted that little drop-off pattern to the tight end. They straighten Page up right on the line of scrimmage, which is a good place to go out and get him before he gets a chance to finesse you.
Let's see.
Take a look now. Watch Scott Okay, it's Fitzgerald working on Page. He backs him up. Because he never got any penetration, well, it was over his head quite a ways at that.
Good illustration there by Fitzgerald of the new rules, too, and what you can do. Boy, Dorsett hit. Really cracked by Gary Campbell. You can open your hands, you can extend your arms, and you still won't get called for holding this year.
You're almost punching, huh? It's a punch, sort of.
You're almost grabbing. Except you don't, or you're not supposed to.
But you can extend them. Once you get them in this position, you can extend. And, well, that Campbell, former running back in Colorado, has made a darn good tackling linebacker.
3rd 11 for Dallas. And the shotgun is out for the second time. For the first time in the second half, Ron springs in the backfield. Here comes Preston Pearson in motion. The inside screen is intended for Jay Saldi. Pearson is claiming that somebody tackled Saldi before the ball got there, but the Bears had it diagnosed.
Walter Scheid was inside of the Dallas uniform early.
Danny White enters. Dallas unable to move the ball on its first possession outside of that one first down run by Dorsett. Steve Schubert goes back deep for the Bears. Danny White, the Dallas punter.
Actually kicking the ball as well with the cast and the wrap on his broken finger as when he didn't have it.
Averaging 43 yards today. Good snap. Ooh, fine kick. Boomer. All the way back to the 20. Schubert almost lost it, and the first man down again was Benny Barnes. He almost stripped Schubert. Thomas Henderson down there to help Barnes.
Did you see Tom Henderson, though, not roll across the young ball player that was on the ground that time? Henderson could have sort of raked him with his knees, and he didn't do it, and he could have caused an injury and didn't. We should give him credit when he does those things.
Tom Landry, I'm sure, will as he looks on. 10-7. Dallas still leads Chicago. Reserve quarterback Danny White.
When he's going to get bored and want to play full-time somewhere.
He has handled it amazingly well, hasn't he? Not playing, just punting. Buffalo 19, San Diego 13. Another upset in the making.
Joe Ferguson with an 84-yard touchdown pass.
First down, Chicago. Handoff is to Williams, who barrels straight ahead and is buried backwards by Harvey Martin's charge with help from Randy White.
Dallas beginning to take control of the line of scrimmage a little bit. Henderson makes a good play here, number 56. From the flex. Look at Randy White's working on Noah Jackson, straightens it all up. Harvey's on the back. Henderson's in on it. That looks like the Dallas defense right there.
It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Bears. Then 7, still the quarterback. The pitch back to Peyton. Walter's got some room. Peyton nearly to the 40, out of bounds at the Bear 39. Knocked out by Cliff Harris.
And barely knocked out. Harris just had to throw himself. The left side, he's not supposed to run as well to the left. That's what everybody said. Good block by the fullback on the outside. Harvey Martin just can't get to a 34. Now watch how Cliff Harris crawls across, gets some of the trousers. And then Brunig makes sure.
First down, Chicago. Los Angeles and San Francisco, the 49ers had led at one time 10-0. It's now the Rams 14, the 49ers 10. It'll be 2nd and 7 here for, I beg your pardon, 1st and 10 for the Chicago Bears. Evans fakes this time to Peyton and throws down the middle, picked off by Benny Barnes, who sheds one tackler, sheds another. Barnes sheds another and is now down in the grasp of number 69, Noah Jackson. Reeve Sorey
Some
with
Cowboys.
the bear hug, too.
Yeah. And Cowboys come over to make sure that Barnes gets out of the Bear bench. Again, young Vince Evans on a drop back pass, fakes the inside play. And the 4th interception for Dallas this year.
Raphael Septien with Whistling Ray holding a bear. Septien kicking a bear.
Inside fake to Walter Payton. Not a very good fake. In fact, it's not a very good play, probably. Good pressure by White. Overthrown. Billy Barnes. He's always around there where that ball is, isn't he? He doesn't alibi.
Through the hands of Cliff Harris. Here's Randy White's rush. They're double teaming him. First down, Gallup right at the 50-yard line. Pearson comes in motion, tracks inside on Hampton, but Hampton beats it and makes the tackle.
Drew Pearson was trying to come down on Hampton and crack back on him, but big rookie is really agile in there. He went for the ball too fast, too quickly.
2nd and 10. Word on Bradshaw, by the way, is there's Ernie Stotner talking to Thomas Henderson. Ernie, one of the great defensive players to ever play the game. Word on Bradshaw is that he had a bruised knee. He could probably still play if need be. And it sounds like the last score we had, need be, is there. They were moving to St. Louis. Staubach gives to Dorsett straight ahead. Ball loose again. And Hampton, I think, has recovered his 2nd fumble of Dorsett of the day.
I believe Winford Gaines, number 36, in that nickel defense, is the one that makes the tackle. You're behind the Bear defense. There's Alan Page putting the pressure on. Pretty well handled. Here it is. See if that's 36. There's Gaines making his contact. And Walterscheid caused it too.
San Diego has recaptured the lead from Buffalo 20-19.
55-yard run, Clarence Williams with 8:25 left in that third period. Coryell's done some job, hasn't he?
He really has. One of the good teams around, the San Diego Chargers. Tom Landry on the left.
Doesn't Landry sweat like normal people?
I remember when I was playing for him, he would make you sweat. First down, Bears. Evans drops back on first down and lofts down the field. Wide open is Golden Richards. I mean, nobody else within 25 yards of Golden Richards, and Vince Evans laid it right there. What a thrill that must be for Golden. Where did he come from?
Well, Aaron Kyle was covering the right corner, and Randy Hughes went over and covered the left corner. And I looked up and saw Barnes covering the right short flat. And Golden Richards, it was so open and so well thrown, it looked like something that you would warm up with. The first pass of the day. Look at the fake. Walter sets up, gets a block on D.D. Lewis. This is just throwing cork. Look at this. Barnes in the short flat. There is nobody near Golden Richards.
I mean, nobody else in the picture even.
Fisher would have had trouble knocking that one down.
Cliff Harris, the free safety, perhaps you saw come up toward the line of scrimmage. I don't know what influenced him to do that. And I don't know whose fault it was on the coverage, but obviously somebody made a very serious mistake. Extra point is blocked. Bob Thomas tried for the extra point, is batted down.
I believe Thornton, big number 77, got a paw up, shall I say. Right part of the picture.
It is hard to tell who did the blocking. We'll try to find out. But it could be a very important factor. Now the Cowboys need a field goal to tie. Bob Thomas, who just had his extra point attempt blocked to leave it 13-10, now kicks off. This is going to be Ron Springs at the 12. A little open. Throws a tackle. Springs cuts back inside out to the 40. 5th round draft choice is tackled by Ricky Watts. And the Cowboys do like Ron Springs, number 20. 60 minutes coming up immediately following the game. It's 13-10, 10:51 left to play in the third quarter. Here is the replay of that fine return by Ron Springs.
He averaged 30 yards at run back against San Francisco, and this position is so important for a team trying to catch up. Give the quarterback some breathing room.
Confirmation that the extra point was blocked, as you said, Tom, by Bruce Thornton, the rookie from Illinois. Roger Staubach gives to Newhouse, who's taken down quickly by Jim Osborne. They say that Osborne is having the best year he has ever had. He has certainly played very well today.
Buddy Ryan took over that defense, right? He's got them doing all kinds of crazy stunts and blitzes.
Dan Hampton, the young rookie from Arkansas, came and joined the Bear defensive unit. He was playing tackle and end at the time he joined, and they told him, somebody asked how many defenses he would have to learn, and they said 500. Scott Laidlaw in the backfield, along with Preston Pearson. Passing group. Cowboys ducked up inside. A couple is going to run. Being chased by Osborne and brought down by Osborne after a gain of 6.
That's an incredible play. Osborne goes 2-5-0. Watch him put the pass rush on first. Pretty well cut off. Rafferty hanging in there, number 64. And now Osborne sets out after a quarterback who's averaged over 5 yards a shot in 11 years in this league and catches him from behind.
Robert Newhouse being looked at and worked on the sideline. Something around the waist. It'll be 3rd and 4, Dallas. 9:25 left, third quarter. Cowboys drop the starback deep. Fitzgerald with a one-handed snap without looking. Perfect. Fires outside. Ron Springs has the first down. Goes into Bear territory to the 42. Doug Plank and Virgil Lively.
And that's the hands we were told that young Ron Springs has out of Ohio State. The Big Ten rushing leader is a junior, then a bad knee. And, of course, on opening day, Dallas fans saw him throw a left-handed TD pass to Tony Hill. Look at him take this pass. He's got good speed at like 4.45. He's 200 pounds. Watch Roger stand in there. This time he kept his backs in. He kept Preston Pearson in just to pick up a blitzer in case they came with everybody but George Hallis.
First down, Dallas. Ball at the Bear 42. Laidlaw still one of the running backs. Reverse coming to Drew Pearson. One blocker out in front. Drew Pearson got away from a couple of tacklers and a couple more, and another Dallas first down inside the Bear 30. Down to the 27. Virgil Livers had to make the tackle. A good run from Pearson.
And Pearson actually could have thrown this back to Roger on a flea flicker, and I think one of the Bears might have chased him because of it. Watch Alan Page get caught, number 82 in between. And Pearson at about 190 pounds is a pretty good rusher. This is his first run of the year for Drew, and a big one. Big first down for Dallas.
Line of scrimmage will be the 26-yard line of Chicago. The Bears lead at 13-10. The Cowboys are closing in on field goal range at least. Dorsett, this time guarding the football. The last time he fumbled, there was a loud chorus of boos as he headed back to the sideline.
Well, Dallas always puts in a couple of new wrinkles or a double reverse, don't they? Like that last end around by Pearson. That's the reason you can never fully prepare for a Landry coach team, because the computer, they play computer games. Look at him covered up and hit with a pile.
They spend a lot of time scouting themselves so they don't get involved in trims and patterns.
Wouldn't that make you paranoid?
Would me.
Afraid.
Doesn't bother Landry. Saw what Dorsett has done so far, and Roger Staubach goes back into the shotgun, and again the Bears blitzing. Tony Hill under control, keeps both feet in. That pass is good.
Good block by Dorsett. He moved inside on the shotgun and picked up a charging Bear linebacker and really cut him down. Sometimes when great running backs get into a fumbling jag, the confidence that has to be restored. Maybe it's by a good block, or maybe it's by helping the team. And people should remember they also cheer them when they get 1,300 yards.
Word from the Dallas bench is that Robert Newhouse has bruised ribs, but should be able to play if he's needed. Right now, the fullback spot is being handled by Scott Laidlaw, and it's in good hands. There's Laidlaw. Down to about the 12.
And off is Scott Laidlaw.
Good drive. Good mixing play selection by Ermal Allen upstairs and Tom Landry on the sidelines and the whole staff.
Seattle 10, Oakland 7 now in the third quarter.
11-yard TD pass, Stabler to Rich Martini.
It'll be 2nd and 6. Chicago Bears lead Dallas 13-10. Evans ran for one touchdown, threw a touchdown pass to Golden Richards for the other. Fake throw. Dallas Dallas recaptures the lead, 16-13. Rafael Septien will try to make it 17.
Roger Staubach's 10th completion of the day. He really made a quick move. Watch the reverse fake. Now the pressure is really on. And watch Roger pull up real fast and cut it loose. Howard Page was right in his face.
Had a lot of zip on that ball to be going backwards like that.
And yet it was still not overthrown to where it couldn't be handled by the tight end. Well, that's a heck of a play.
Reminds me of the pass in the Super Bowl game. Been caught. The story of that game might be different. With all due respect to one of the great players of all time, Jackie Smith, who has since retired. That could have turned that whole game around.
That was really an incredible drive. Here it is again. Billy Joe Dupree's second touchdown catch. One of the most reliable receivers in football history, much less Dallas history. This tight end right here. You get that ball to him. And hello there, touchdown.
Septien will try it from 5 yards further back. And this is a big extra point, Thomas. If they ever get it worked out. Now they go back in the other direction.
Ball start. Offense. We'll enforce it on the kickoff.
Good move by Haggerty, who's in charge of the crew. On the next kickoff is when the offensive foul will be assessed. The rules are very hard to explain. I think Wizard White in Washington could probably do a better job on the Supreme Court.
I've got 3 books, but I haven't read them all 3 times yet. And as they move it back.
Offside.
They may be kicking off in the end zone before this is over.
Is this just for a single point, or is this is still the extra point, right?
A very big point, though.
I'd say it is.
16-13 the score now from 5 yards further back in. With Glenn Carano holding, Danny White regularly would be, and after that, Charlie Waters would be. It will be. That's the end is true.
Now Chicago needs a touchdown. Can't use a field goal to tie.
Dallas Cowboys with 6 minutes, 11 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Lead Chicago by the score of 17-13. Kickoff will not be from the 30 as we had thought before. It'll be from the regular place, the 35. The Dallas drive, 8 plays, 60 yards. Rafael Septien set to kick. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys lead the Bears 17-13. It's Steve Schubert this time returns the kickoff and goes down at the 20, gets back up, and is down finally with authority at about the 22.
Aaron Mitchell came down, the young cornerback, the wild whacker, the draft choice, number 2. What does he like to tackle?
Word is that Terry Bradshaw, who had bruised his knee, has returned to the Pittsburgh game.
All right, Vince Evans is 2 for 9, but the yardage is up, of course, with that Golden Richards isolation job. 61 yards in the TD pass, but 2 for 9. He's got to run Peyton to make it move.
Peyton deep. Williams in front of him. From the 21 they operate, and Walter Payton will do it. Up outside the 25. Thomas Henderson, Bob Brunick. You need a group to get him down. Harvey Martin helped.
Henderson's playing good football today, the number 56.
Seems to be.
Everybody gets offended. They think he's controversial, but when you're a 9'5" man and about 212 pounds as a linebacker, you can play, and I think Henderson's always played extremely well.
5-yard pickup by Peyton makes it 2nd and 5. Peyton closing in on that 100-yard figure. 96 he has now. He's played 2 games in the regular season this year. He's gained over 100 in both, and he's gained over 100 in this one now. Is he something else?
Randy Hughes thought he had him right in the hole. Comes over, straightens up his blocker, and starts to make a tackle, and Peyton's gone. Uh-oh, he's holding his back a little bit. I said he is not a tremendously large or looming figure to be taking this kind of punishment. Neal makes a good block, the offensive center. Now Albrecht gets his man. Randy White strips him across the back. Benny Barnes straightens him up, and that's when he might have hurt his back. It's sort of a takedown.
They have one of the best-looking rookie backs I've ever seen. Peyton, 114 yards. And the person of Willie McClendon behind Peyton, but you don't get much of a look at him as Williams struggles off the left side for a couple, and that's all.
Peyton has a sense of humor, though. They said he has a giant schnauzer. I happen to have one, so I know about big dogs like that. And they said he took it into the dressing room one day, and Parsons was going by the kicker, and the dog chased him into the shower. And the dog's name is Sweetness now. They nicknamed the big dog Sweetness.
That's a funny sense of humor.
Well, you could
when you have your dog chasing your teammates.
Spend a lot of got a clean team, though. Everybody's in the shower room.
Second and 8.
All the zoo, right?
3:55 left to play in the third quarter. Evans' arm, I believe, had started forward. Yes, they indicate that he was trying to pass. He was really popped by Randy White.
Usually, replays take care of themselves where 54 is concerned. Look for it. Vince Evans didn't have a chance to, staggering.
Did you see the block that Peyton got on D.D. Lewis? I hope we can look at that again. Neil Armstrong looking on. Now watch number 34 in this block. We'll show it to you when we have a chance, perhaps. Here it is. Watch Peyton.
Tailback moves up. Linebacker, good block.
Now we come back live, 3rd and 8 at the 45. Evans again drops a quick drop. Now he's in trouble. Now he's quick, don't forget. In the direction of Williams and Thomas Henderson. With that great agility, got a hand up and batted it away. Williams was behind him.
Vince Evans looks like that's what he would really like to do, and that's what would make Neil Armstrong even more gray than he is.
That's what makes him different from Phipps and Avellini, that ability to move around back there.
But I think that's what gives a real good, solid defense like the Cowboys trouble. Almost the interception. But you're right, he was open.
Parsons catches every bit of the football on this one. Chases Tony Hill back to the 4. And Hill gets out to about the 13-yard line before the Bear coverage is there. There is Vince Evans. Talking to Avellini at the moment about what should have been done. Must be a frustrating time for Avellini, who started at the beginning of last year. 2 years ago, he had the team in the playoffs. Mike Phipps, for whom they gave up a #1 draft choice to the Browns, started last week.
Armstrong's got them pretty much together. It's really an all for one or one for all. It's a pirate ship. They're a tough bunch of guys, but they're together.
Look at this score. St. Louis 18, Pittsburgh 7.
24-yard field goal by Mike Wood.
And another field goal kicked by Steve Little earlier. Laidlaw outside the 15 to about the 17. Jerry Muckenstern on the tackle.
Dallas rushing game, though, must operate. They've been keeping the ball for a lot of the time of a game, but you really only dominate and chew that clock up by rushing the football, and they've always been able to do that extremely well.
4-yard pickup by Laidlaw. It'll be 2nd and 6 as Staubach brings them out. All of our problems, or just about all of our problems, with the sun coming through the hole and roof are about over. It's all shadow now as Dorsett is tackled by Alan Page, trying to get outside.
Didn't he? That Page makes a tackle. From the inside, there's nobody, I don't think, that's ever played the game that could be quicker and make a little man's defensive move and still weigh 220 or 225. He is absolutely incredible.
3rd and 3 situation now. As Laidlaw goes out, Preston Pearson comes in, Dorsett goes out, and Ron Springs is in. He's set out as the right halfback. Try to blitz it, but don't. The pass is caught by Springs. Ron Springs, the rookie, with the good hands.
And a perfect pass. And again, it was 3rd and not too long. 3rd and about 4. Not a bad way to pick it up. Safe pattern, about a 10-yard square out to a young back that you're going to see a lot of. Number 20 has good hands, and if he'd have dropped this one, he'd have had to answer for it. That was laid right in there.
now 13, Oakland 7, third quarter.
Herrera with a 20-yard field goal for Patera.
I guess they can talk to each other. Scott Laidlaw straight ahead. 2 or 3, no more. Middle of the Bear defense took them down. It's 17-13. Cowboys over the Bears. Last time the Bears were here, it was in the playoffs. Dallas won with ease, 37-7. That day they were able to control Walter Payton. They haven't been able to do that. San Diego now 27-19 over Buffalo.
Doug Plank was saying that day, that 37-7 playoff day, they were really awed coming in here. Everything was blue and white and the big national Cowboys, and they were scared to death. They're not scared to death.
America's team, they call them. Outside for Drew Pearson. Virgil Livers on the coverage. It was high.
Livers is only 5'9½". He rubbed Pearson a little bit, but got away with it. There's a guy from your old school, Hampton, that Razorback, huh?
He is 6'5", about 260. And as Jim Finks, the general manager, says, he's a player.
Jim Palmer scouted him, my old teammate, and he said they didn't have him that high until they started looking at him, and you can't stop him in training camp. He just kept coming.
He beat out a pretty good defensive player. The first was Tommy Hart. Would be playing. That's what Staubach has done. It's been another good day for Roger. He never grows old. Time to throw, time to complete it to Preston Pearson. Dallas first down, Bruce Herron, the tackler. They get so many receivers into a pattern and so many guys who can catch the ball, it's awfully hard to stop them.
But you know, the Bears are a good tackling team. I know this is a completion and to a great player, but it's a pretty good tackle put on Preston Pearson. He got up and sort of went shoo. It was a real good, solid rock. Let's see what the blocking was like up front, because Roger sort of cooled it and waited for his man to make a cut without much problem. Here comes, he's learning a lot the hard way sometimes.
34-year-old Preston Pearson gives the Cowboys a first down. Going set 17 for 77. Laidlaw struggles for 2 or 3 right up the middle. Again, it's Alan Page.
Don't you respect Staubach and Landry and all of these people more? They're Walter Payton. Trying to see his stats. 114 yards on 16 electrifying carries for number 34.
3 straight games he's been over 100 yards.
I was just saying, though, it's probably easy to jump up and be in a Super Bowl once, but when you're the champion all the time, you got to produce every week.
The way it is now, your schedule is tougher. Everybody's up, always up for you. Laidlaw near a first down. Into Bear territory to about the 44. Might be about a half-yard shy. Jerry Muckenstern and Lenny Walterscheid made the tackle.
Now Walterscheid stuck the shoulder pad right in Scott's face. Scott was hurt earlier in the year, too, and the Cowboys were having those injury streaks.
Vince Evans, Mike Fix.
I couldn't tell.
Conversation over
But if 42 came, you had 7-8. You had to side adjust.
Do we have that picked up, though, on the backside?
No, you have to side adjust that. Because you gave a right call. Because Walt has to go inside and pick up the other backers.
Talking about blocking.
But how about helping the guy that's playing your position?
I was thinking about it.
Pretty classy move.
Mike Phipps talking with Vince Evans. That's the end of the third quarter with the score of the Dallas Cowboys 17, the Bears 13. We now pause for a word from your local station. One more quarter of football to play at Texas Stadium in Dallas. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire as you look at Tony Dorsett catching a breath and now donning his hat. 3rd and 1.
Rodgers 12 for 20 for 150 yards in the TD pass. Well, this is a pretty dangerous call. You could do almost anything you want to with it offensively. Be careful.
Bears have a bunch up on the line of scrimmage. They shoot in deep. Laidlaw shuffles around a couple of times. Shuffled to the right place and struggles, I believe, for the first down. That extra little drive he put on it might have gotten it for Dallas. It's going to be close. Muckenstern again on the tackle. It is enough.
This would be a Newhouse type play, but Robert did have to leave with a minor injury a little bit earlier. That second and third pound is about the only thing that got Scott over the mark. Now Roger might air it out a little bit.
I think so. St. Louis 21, Pittsburgh 7.
Another Mike Wood field goal. This one from 27 yards out. Wood seems hot.
Something to keep in mind. Here's Dorsett. He gets away from a couple. Swings around to the left side after starting wide to his right. They stand about the 40. Stopped by Virgil Livers.
Quick move. Reversed his field, but did it so quickly. It was they were sealed it off by the Bear defense all the way along the line. He's all the way back to the left side. I would imagine a guy like Peyton appreciates seeing the other fellow operate.
We do. I know that. Quite a treat to watch these two guys do it.
Rather than try to tackle them.
It'll be 2nd and 6. A lot of running for a 4-yard pickup for Dorsett. Laidlaw lost the pad and just tossed it behind him. And gets the carry. No place to go. Alan Page led the Bear defense.
Wonder if they'd call you for having something wrong with your uniform. What did he throw?
I don't know.
What did he toss out there?
Drew Pearson has just brought it back to him. Whatever it is. Must be vital because he's leaving.
It's not a purse, is it?
No, it doesn't have a strap on it.
An outside wallet?
So Preston Pearson and Ron Springs now are the two running backs for Dallas. They've done well on 3rd down, and Staubach looked quick, fired quickly for Pearson. Not quite, as Livers was right with him. They're not in field goal range, certainly.
Pretty clever play by Livers. As we said, he's only 5'9". He just rubbed enough of Pearson that the faster receiver couldn't get it going.
So enter Danny White as Glenn Carano converses for a moment with Roger Staubach. Danny White is number 11, the Dallas punter. Steve Schubert of the Bears is back at the 10. And look out for what White might do here. Standing back in his own territory by about 4 yards. Pretty good average today, would you say? If they don't rush him correctly, he might take off. Trying to go for the sidelines. Wilson is down there trying to bat it back. And it goes into the end zone.
Is that Biddy Barnes down there?
Barnes. We have 12 minutes and 49 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter, with Dallas leading the Bears 17-13. All of those on CBS next week. Vince Evans remains the Bear quarterback. Peyton runs up the middle and picks up 6 or 7. Harvey Martin finally tackled him.
You know, Bud Grant's always been a careful guy about, extolling the virtues of an opposing player, or even his own. But after the 182 or 3 or whatever it was last week, he had the darndest things to say about Walter Payton, that just what a great person he is, and that how he just ran over his team and ran through his best players. Incredible performance against the Vikes, huh?
He had some great performances in years past against the Vikings. Last year.
2 big wins for the Bears coming out. Beat Green Bay and Minnesota.
In their own division. Evans drops, throws. High. Very high. Over the head of James Scott. Bob Parsons, the Bear punter, loosening up the hamstrings.
Strauss made a little bit of penetration that time on Vince Evans' pocket there. Actually, that big rush in the 3rd period was pretty decent by Dallas, but it hadn't been there the whole game against this team.
It'll be 3rd and 4. Another passing situation unless he tries to draw to Peyton. I think that might be my play if I recall it.
Yes.
I don't believe he quite got the first down. The Bear punting unit comes on the field. Randy Hughes read it. Neil Armstrong is disappointed.
Okay, Big Thornton, number 77, sort of reads it too. For a big kid, he didn't take too much of a inside move. He stayed outside so that he boxed it in. Good defensive play.
Bob Parsons' flag goes down as Wilson is back as the safety man for Dallas this time. Lets it bounce wisely. Short kick came off the side of the foot of Parsons. They may have to do it again.
Might decline it if it's against. Wasn't a very good kick by. Might be against Dallas holding up the outside receiver.
And it'll be enough for Bear first down. Evans talking to Armstrong with a bandage on his chin. And the pleas of Thomas Henderson are going to do no good.
Puts that Dallas defense out there for quite a while.
Offside, defense, first down.
I'd like to congratulate our Davis Cup team and the captain, Tony Trabert, for the Davis Cup victory over Argentina. They're playing again today, but it's academic. Los Angeles down 21, San Francisco 10, third quarter.
Peyton to Nelson, the tight end with a TD pass of 11 yards for Los Angeles.
Peyton is buried by Brunig and Hughes.
Tom Henderson made a great play at the strong side linebacker. Took the tight end and the fullback. Left part of your screen, just watch closely. Watch 56 make this play. Stops it all, turns it back inside, and that's a 2-yard gain for one of the greatest ball carriers in the game. Good defense.
You know, Brookie, a lot of runners who carry the ball as much as Peyton seem to take a tremendous beating. He doesn't seem to take that much of a beating.
He's really strong as an ox, but he's short. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe he has to be compact.
Evans drops the blitz looking at him. It's caught. James Scott. Aaron Kyle on the chase, but it's all over. The Bears are back in the lead. Vince Evans with a perfect strike with a blitz on him.
And the safety blitz came right up the middle. He hangs it high, but Scott's one of his favorite receivers. Watch Harris now. Right, Bruning to the left, Harris to the right. The ball is thrown and hung up. Scott, who went 56 against Minnesota, has done it again. Well, that's some throw under duress by Vince Evans.
Looked like Cliff Harris might have gotten a late start on that blitz and just couldn't quite get to Evans because nobody picked him up. Bears back in the lead, 19-17.
Always said, if you guess right against the blitz and it comes, you got a good chance.
Twice it's happened in this contest. One for the Cowboys, one for the Bears. Chicago leads 19-17. Big extra point again coming up for Bob Thomas with Brian Bashnagel holding. This time, it's good, but hold it. There's a flag down. A lot of penalties on extra points. Holding. Uh-oh. Against the Bears. And now it amounts to being a field goal instead of an extra point. Except it only counts one.
Golden Richards all by himself, and now Scott all by himself. The Dallas secondary is having some problems.
They do miss Charlie Waters. Randy Hughes has been playing hurt.
Holding, number 55.
Number 55 for the Chicago Bears, Doug Buffone. There's the Chicago bench, happy at the moment. Bashnagel holding, Thomas will try. And got it. A very vital extra point is good for the Bears, and they now lead 20-17 over the Cowboys with still 10 minutes and 44 seconds left to play in the game.
Boy.
Great American Truck Race next week on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Bobtail trucks racing. That's got to be, that's like Dukes of Hazzard.
Great American football game here in Dallas. Bears lead at 20-17 is picked up by Ron Springs. Pass at 20 with some room. Cuts back inside, and Springs gets outside the 40. Knocked down by number 80 for the Bears, Ricky Watts. Rookie. But Springs looking extremely good.
And extremely coachable. How would you like to be a quarterback who has 3 completions like young Vince Evans, and 2 of those are long touchdown passes? He has 3 of 13. but not bad for distance to Scott and to Golden Richards. Rogers 12 for 21 for 150 and 2 TDs himself.
Staubach going for Tony Hill. Well covered by Terry Schmidt. Don't forget the World Series of Golf on CBS the last weekend of this month, September the 29th and September the 30th. $100,000 is the first prize. Firestone Country Club in Akron, Ohio. Andy Bean, Hubie Green, Tom Watson, Hale Irwin, Lee Trevino, all competing in the World Series of Golf.
Great ball yard to play it on,
Oh,
too.
I'll say, what a track. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Roger threw that one 55 yards in the air. He was a little offline, but that elbow doesn't look like it's bothering him too much.
10:28 left to play the game. Laidlaw still the fullback. Dorsett goes in motion. Straight drop. Now half of a spin out. Gonna throw back across the field and do. And misses Laidlaw. And he had some blockers in front of him too. He just couldn't pick him out. Couldn't find him in the mass.
Burton Lawless had a little trouble trying to block Alan Page. Looked like that Page might have chased him, he and Osborne, so quickly that Roger couldn't set up and throw it back very well. What's this one about?
Flag down on the other side of the field. I don't know what it's about. But if everything is functioning, referee Pat Haggerty will let us know in a minute.
I thought Lawless might have clipped Alan Page as he came off the line of scrimmage, but there was so much action. We'll see on a replay here in a minute. Osborne was on chasing Roger too, wasn't he?
Osborne has just come out of the game. Looks like something might be bothering his
Illegal
shoulder.
motion, offense, declined, 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd down. They decline the illegal motion penalty against Dallas.
Dallas had 14 flags in their close win over San Francisco a week ago. 7 on offense with just things such as that.
It'll be 3rd down now after the Bears decline that penalty. They've been successful 7 out of 10 times on 3rd down. Dallas trails by 3. Protection is good. It goes right through the hands of Tony Hill. And Dallas will have to punt.
Tony doesn't even want to go to the Dallas bench because the ball wasn't thrown too hard either. You know the hands and feet of this young person here. Just
Right
went
there.
on through, yep. He'll go on over and say, boy, I owe you one, Raj.
Winford Gaines was the closest Bear defender, but that pass should have been complete. Danny White averaging 44.5 yards per kick. Steve Schubert standing back at about the Bear 18-yard line. We'll check on how long Danny keeps it up in the air. That ought to be up a long time. Not a very long kick, but it stayed up 4.5 seconds, which is pretty good. You saw how close the coverage team was when the punt was handled by the Bears. Now 10 minutes, 9 seconds left to play. The Bears ahead by 3 points. 20-17. The Bears lead Dallas. Both teams at the moment unbeaten.
A lot of time left, Pat, over 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 9 seconds to be exact. Vince Evans, you can almost see him gaining confidence as the game passes. And his passes go for touchdowns. Vince Evans, the quarterback for the Bears. He's played all the way. Walter Payton cuts back inside, gets 6 or 7. Randy Hughes had to make the tackle again.
You noticed something that I thought was interesting, that there's no 72 on any other player for Dallas, that if Too Tall Jones would become canvasback Jones, that he might be able to come back and play here without any problem. You think that's possible?
I know for one thing that Tom Landry would welcome Too Tall Jones back. He has a fight sometime in November 2nd and 5.
We wish him luck, though, with his new career.
Good man. Williams straight ahead for 1 or 2, stopped by the middle of the Dallas defense. Thought it was interesting yesterday in a production meeting. We were talking about Too Tall Jones, and Doug Todd, who does such a great job supplying us with information, and said that nobody in the Cowboy organization would ever have anything bad to say about Too Tall Jones.
Just a change in lifestyle is the way I sort of understand. They say he's down to 245. Can you imagine Too Tall at 245?
And they say he hits like a mule. 21-14, St. Louis over Pittsburgh now. Third down as Payton will try to get it, and Payton will not get it. He tried to go straight ahead. Larry Cole, in a clutch situation over the years, at number 63, has always seemed to flash by your picture. Watch Randy White.
Randy White now. The only problem that Randy ever has is getting too high. Boy, this time he went around the block, gets back in. Brunig is there. As you said, along with Larry Cole, they stop it up. It's going to be pretty close. They're having trouble unpiling down there.
Randy White is leaving, so at least they think with confidence that they held him. And Bob Parsons is already back deep in punt formation for the Bears. Neil Armstrong, many years an assistant with the Vikings, a great player at Oklahoma A&M, now Oklahoma State, as Parsons got all of that. This is Thomas. Wilson, I beg your pardon. The young rookie, number 81, Steve Wilson, returned that punt. Landry sends in Staubach with a pat of encouragement as Chicago leads Dallas 20-17. 8.5 left.
Football is really fun in Texas, you know it?
Yes, sure has changed a lot. First down, Dallas. 8.5 minutes left to play. Bears 20, Cowboys 17. They're going to put it up on first down. Pearson had it. You won't see that much. Livers was behind him. Pearson had a first down. The ball was right on the money. And Pearson dropped it.
Like Roger threw a sinker ball a little bit. The ball looked like it had funny action on it. The nose was sort of down. I believe he's wiping that hand off. He might have let it slip a little bit. There are a few guys out there perspiring, as they would like to say, instead of sweating.
Who would like to say?
Well, you know, we're into prime time now. You got to clean up this game.
I always heard that men sweat and women perspire.
I'll have it your way.
Thanks. 8:25 left. Second and 10. Laidlaw has some running room. Near a first down is Scott Laidlaw.
Good block by Cooper, too. Jim Cooper, number 61, really makes a good block. Right part of the screen.
Scott sort of glides along, doesn't he?
Sure does. Never looks like he's running very fast, but he seems to go places.
Vince Evans in conference with his coach, Neil Armstrong. Laidlaw has 9 carries for 45 yards, so something's working. Third and very short, less than 1. You might. Out of bounds at the 40, enough for the first down.
Pretty good defensive play by Livers.
Sure was.
You missed that one, and it's going to look like the 440 relay. The quick spin, again, the short yardage. Everybody's got to pitch it off for Chicago. It's a pretty safe call when you think about it, though, against short yardage defense. It's a pretty good defensive play here.
By Livers, very good. They got the first down, however. Just shy of the 40-yard line, but now 7.5 minutes left to play. Chicago 20, Dallas 17. Oh, good play by Schmidt. And now comes the flag. Boy, the Bears are upset about this.
Well, Schmidt looked to me like he reached around and got the ball, but the official was really in pretty good shape to watch this one. Remember, the official dead ahead of Roger right here's the one that makes the call.
Defensive interference, number 44, first down.
Call is on Schmidt. Let's see it. I don't think a defensive cornerback can time it much better. But we're looking at it in slow-mo and not in the blink of an eyelash.
They move the sticks. The Bear territory. First down, Dallas at the Chicago 44. Creeping into field goal range, and we creep into the possibility of overtime. Dorsett swings around. Osborne cuts back inside. Dorsett still on his feet. Down to the 20. Tony Dorsett now goes over 100 yards. Virgil Livers finally made the tackle.
Remember, late in games, late in football games, when you have great speed, the other people are beginning to tire just a little bit. When that edge is gone, a great talent like this can motor.
When you have that great cutback instinct as he does, a lot of people start to overrun it too.
Schmidt makes a heck of a play from behind, the young cornerback. Keep Dorsett from perhaps going on in.
First down just outside the 20. Dorsett 19 carries for 105 yards. What an exhibition by two splendid running backs. Dorsett almost broke it away. He's knocked back to the 20. Gary Campbell led the Bear defense. He got down to about the 17.
Boy, Roger that time went on a quick count and caught the Bears defensive line moving around a little bit, but the Bears reacted and recovered and played it very well. Uh-oh, Dorsett may be making a signal to...
He is winded, and he wants some relief, and here comes Ron Springs.
Boy, he can't wait to get it. Look at number 20 coming on.
He looks like he's running on springs.
They said he had a bad knee, but Dallas wouldn't let him be cut on. Looks like it's recovered. A miraculous recovery for number 20.
He's alone deep back on second down. They need 7. Staubach starts to come out. Busted play, I think. Had to be.
Might have been the young rookie. Didn't pick up the play. Rogers looking for a second man to come for a dive somewhere.
Gary Campbell, Mike Hartenstein, and Alan Page caused the difficulty. And it's third and about 12 now.
Springs looked at Roger like, I'll help you any way I can, but I can't take the handoff.
Springs and Pearson are now the running backs. Septian begins to feel some weight on his shoulders on the other side, and Dallas.
Roger that time even talked to Pearson, Preston Pearson, and was giving him advice. There's some confusion.
Dallas has to take this time out to go over and clarify the matter. Staubach over to Landry. Jim Myers with the headset on. Mike Ditka, who's done such a splendid job as a coach after being a great player, is listening into the conference as well. Danny White next week. We remind you again, these games on CBS. The Atlanta Falcons at Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, Washington at St. Louis, Chicago, Miami, Los Angeles at surprising Tampa Bay, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Philadelphia at the New York Giants. That's where we'll be.
I tell you, the Eagles are playing pretty good football. This whole division is beginning to spruce up. I think about the St. Louis Cardinals.
Better think about them. They're still leading Pittsburgh. The last report we had, 21-14. Roger Staubach over with Landry and Myers.
How many girls try out for this? Are these the finalists of how many hundreds, thousands?
Oh, I think at least 500.
Some draft.
60 minutes immediately following the game, and no matter how long it takes, we will be able to see it in its entirety. Roger Staubach is deep. A big third down coming up, and Staubach looks as Springs sprints across to the other side and takes the ball and is brought down on a fine defensive play by Walterscheid. And the tackle took Springs down with authority, and down stayed Walterscheid. What a clutch play by Lenny.
And he was running from his defensive safety spot. Finsick hasn't had a chance to play with a bad elbow. And a good play. Look at Spring goes right in front. Now he just lobs it over the rushing defensive lineman. Watch number 23. That's past Fitzgerald, the blocker, who couldn't block him, of course, illegally, and had to wait for him to make a move. Perfectly read by the defense. Chicago has really improved their play overall, I think, in darn near every position since. He's leaving.
That's Walter Scheid, who was shaken up after making that fine tackle on Ron Springs and Raphael Septien. You're looking at Tex Schramm right in the middle, standing up. What a tremendous job he's done for professional football in many, many ways, not only with just this organization. Septien from 42 yards out. If it gets there, it is not good.
Warming up. Watch Septien kicking with Mike Ditka and watching him and Dan Reeves, and he hooked it left quite a few times. And this is the one thing the side saddle kickers really fear, isn't it, Patrick?
Particularly from that hash mark. Rarely do they miss to the right. They almost always pull it to the left. It's sort of like hooking off the tee in golf. And I know that feeling well.
Yes. Do these kickers ever leave it out right?
Soccer-style kickers don't very often.
Did you?
Yes. 4:51 now left to play. Pressure on both units. Walter Payton straight ahead is met in the hole by Bob Brunig. And that's the way a middle linebacker should fill the hole.
Stahls played that well, too, the young fellow from Northern Colorado. He's in there at 250. He's finally gotten his weight up, you know. He was 235 last year, and he got married and stayed in the kitchen the whole offseason. He went to 250. Now he can handle some of that action in there.
Second down, 8. 4:15 left to play. Vince Evans has been the Chicago quarterback all day. He gives to Williams. He runs into the grasp of Harvey Martin. So it'll be a Bear third down. And now what do you do?
Big Harvey, number 79. Watch D.D. Lewis, Harvey Martin, and Randy White. Tough place to run. Looks like the Dallas defense begin to buckle down.
Question of have to. 3rd and 6. They want to get Septien another chance. Evans, the quarterback. Pressure on him now. The Bears need a first down, and he goes straight back. He might take off, and down he goes. Bruce Thornton, the rookie from Illinois, cuts him down, and the Bears have to punt.
Does this crowd love that play of the rookie? 260-pounder, and this is a great tackle. Because Vince Evans can really scoot. Why he dropped back passes, I'm not sure. Why he doesn't sprint out is beyond me. But look at this defense. Put the ankles together.
Steve Wilson is deep for Dallas. Bob Parsons will punt for the Bears. Long count. Hoping to get somebody offside. Don't try to rush him. Try to return. And a good kick chases Wilson back inside his own 20 to the 17. Not much room for Wilson. The Bears covered it well. Lee Coons made the tackle.
Penn Stater really got a foot into that. That ball was really nailed. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. It's a lot of time in pro football.
20-17. The Bears lead the Cowboys. The Woodward Stakes. Next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. 1 hour live presentation from Belmont Park in New York, featuring some of today's best thoroughbreds, including Jack Whitaker, who will be hosting the program. Staubach has it slipped, but nevertheless, Drew Pearson hangs on his knees. Terry Schmidt on the coverage. First down, Dallas.
I guess in a sure situation where you have to catch it, number 12 and number 88 be about as good a two as you could name.
That's the final score. San Diego 27, Buffalo 19, and San Diego remains atop the AFC's Western Division. Their record 3-0. Buffalo now drops to 1-2 in the AFC East. Staubach throwing just about every play. Has it again. This time Tony Hill in front of Virgil Livers. Another perfect shot from Roger.
Tried to give Livers some help at a linebacker, but a linebacker isn't going to give you much under help against people like Pearson or Tony Hill. You need backs so you can inside-outside these fellas. That's good coverage by Livers. He's got to be careful about going up that sideline. Roger hadn't used much time up yet either.
Staubach is 16 out of 29. They took one timeout when they had confusion in the last drive, so they only have 2 left. But they'll get the 2-minute timeout in 9 seconds. 40-17. Bears lead. Preston Pearson to the 20. 5. Skates down to the 22. And again, Dallas is in field goal range.
And if you kick out with a linebacker to help the outside back, somewhere your inside area is vulnerable. Look at Pearson, just let everything go by, slipped inside a count late. And you're right, Rayfield is beginning to warm it up.
Dallas on the move with Tom Brookshire, Pat Summerall at Texas Stadium in Irving. A sellout crowd. Almost all of them are still here. Landry looking on and checking his own notes.
And he'll try to win it. He's not going to run down the clock and try for a tie field goal. He'll try to win it first, right, Pat?
I would think so.
He's got the fast horses still in there.
It is a first down, Cowboys at the 22-yard line of Chicago. Back under center this time as Dorsett goes into motion. Staubach takes a direct snap. Throw again. Outside to Tony Hill. Tony Hill will score for Dallas. Roger Staubach's 3rd touchdown pass of the day. 2 to Tony Hill, 1 to Billy Joe Dupree.
Watch the block by John Fitzgerald. Watch number 62 come over the center. The fake was pretty haphazard. Here's the screen. Watch the guy start falling. Watch the Bears. Look at that block. And that block by Fitzgerald. And a great bit of running by Tony Hill. There may not be many dangerous receivers, more dangerous than Tony in the open field. Look at that high step. Woo!
23-20. Dallas ahead and another extra point. That means a lot. Septien got it. 24-20. A minute 53 left to play, and the Bears, don't forget, have all 3 of their timeouts left.
That single digit, though, is important.
Yes, sir.
Bears got to go all the way for a touchdown.
And that single digit extra point that you're talking about is important that the Bears missed. Also, Bob Thomas had an extra point blocked by Thornton, and the rookie made a big tackle just a moment ago on Vince Evans. Funny, I was talking to General Manager Jim Finks about Thornton, the rookie from Illinois, and he said they had him rated as a 3rd or a 4th round draft pick. And that's where Dallas took him. And he said, you watch and you wait. Tom Landry will make him a player.
Of course, the Bears through the years had taken more Illinois player and then Notre Dame second. Then that's been where they've really gone for some of their great players, the Butkusses.
How about
Carolines?
The man that was mentioned so prominently in the book, Alice by Hallis, a fellow named Red Grange.
Pretty fair Illinois player, huh? Here it is.
Septien drives it deep to the end zone, in the end zone, and Bashnagel will down it. There's Tony Hill. 2 touchdowns for him today. Roger Staubach has thrown for 3.
He's just a faster, younger, taller version, really, of Drew Pearson, isn't he?
Faster, younger, taller than Drew. That means for frightening days, doesn't it? There's another pretty good Cowboy receiver who's out with an injury now with a broken finger in the person of Butch Johnson. Raphael Septien, who missed that field goal a minute ago, now able to speak to his teammates.
Unpack the van, huh? Evans, by the way, is 3 for 13. Would you leave the running type quarterback still in the game for the last drive like this?
Well, if you're going to go with him the rest of the year, you got to leave him in there in situations like this. Evans with a long count. They don't Evan Golden Richards. Golden heading for the sideline, gets out and stops the clock at the 38-yard line. Aaron Kyle pushed him out, but Golden again gets free. That's his third reception of the day.
Good call, too. Bashnagel went down and cleared out. Aaron Mitchell chased the other receiver and sort of opened it up for Golden. And, boy, it looked like Vince that time knew exactly what he wanted to do and wait for the delay man.
Sometimes it's a great mistake when you operate in a panic situation, and the Bears certainly aren't doing that, to try to get it all at once. And you wind up with the other team with the football.
Want to see a pass rush from Dallas?
See if they blitz. Two linebackers standing behind the regular four. No, they don't blitz. But they got the pass rush from Dave Stalls. Where did he come from?
Randy White. A lot of penetration by all four members of the Dallas front four. There's Stalls. He's the fellow we told you went from 235 to 250. Let's see if they twisted. No, sir. He went straight through. Sorry, he just fell off.
So it'll be second down for the Bears. About 20 to go. Evans straight back. And again, the heat is on. And he is hit hard. And intercepted by Dennis Thurman. A one-handed catch. And now they say he didn't get it. He did not have it. It looked like he had it while he was on his back.
And then Scott almost took it back. And then it looked like Thurman ended up with it. Here it is. Watch the pass rush on Vince.
Randy White and Dave Stalls really put the heat on.
White had him wrapped up. The ball's pretty well thrown. Watch this exchange. Who's got it? I've got it. Nobody. Palms down by the officials.
That looked like he had it. He juggled it. But he had it, I think, on the way down. Randy White is the man who hit him just as he let it go. Third down. And now that Dallas defensive front four is just teeing off, as you would expect. Minute 26 left to play. Walter Payton is split wide to the left. The lone setback, I believe, is Bashnagel. He comes out of there. Evans fires open. James Scott, but the hit is put on right away. Cliff Harris or Randy Hughes? I can't tell which one. Harris it is.
That was Harris, the Ouachita Baptist man, huh? That's one of those great tackles where you take the numbers. There's no way the receiver can beat you if you hit the numbers and lift that weight off the ground.
Bears have called a timeout. Evans comes over to the side. Minute 15 left to play. Bears have now 2 timeouts left. And they're beating at the summit at the moment about whether they'll punt or try for the first.
What a tackle.
Bears going for it. 4th down. Evans under pressure goes down. And it's Thornton. Bruce Thornton. Number 77. The Cowboys should have wrapped it up with that sack.
I believe it was Reevy Sorry that tried to block number 77. What a big rookie who made this team just with enthusiasm. Watch number 77. He takes a twist and goes to the inside. Nobody can handle it. Goes right over Neal, the offensive center, and then has his takedown.
By the time he hit Neal, he was really rolling. And he just took him back into quarterback Vince Evans. Cowboys then, it would appear, will remain undefeated. 4th period score is 21-21. St. Louis, Pittsburgh. Los Angeles 27, San Francisco 10. 4th quarter. 1 minute, 10 seconds left to play here. Dallas leading by 4, 24-20. Handoff is to Laidlaw. Laidlaw struggles down to about the 21.
Another 200-yard passing day for Roger Staubach.
Our producer has been Robert Stenner. And thank you, Robert, for a wonderful job. Sandy Grossman, who's been with us for, 4 years now?
Boy, he keeps giving us the pictures of those good plays and the cheerleaders occasionally, too. It doesn't hurt America.
And doesn't displease us at all.
Tony Dorsett, by the way, is over 100 yards rushing now, 208 yards. Had a few fumbles, had a little problem handling onto the ball. Bears play Miami next.
Bob Greasy was hurt today. We don't know how seriously, but we do know he was injured. Terry Bradshaw, in the event you might not know, bruised his knee early in the game against the Cardinals, but he had since returned. Kenny Anderson, the Cincinnati quarterback, lower back problems for him. 60 minutes immediately following the game.
And Dallas, by the way, goes to Cleveland to play a game, and you never go to Cleveland thinking it's going to be some kind of a fun time.
Starting again.
Hollywood Henderson looking on. Looking good.
Good player.
Yep. He does talk a lot, but he is a good player. Bright sunshine still.
Neil Armstrong's done quite a job, though, in Chicago. Papa Bears back in Chicago thinking about it, huh? Pretty good-looking football team. Good legacy.
.52 seconds left to play. Dallas 24, Chicago 20. Struggle in the middle of the line as the Bears stack it up. Scott Laidlaw stopped by Jerry Myers, and again, Armstrong signals for a timeout. 45 seconds left to play. Landry is still showing some concern, as much as he ever does.
I saw some tough action in the secondary. Jay Salty was tangled up with Schmidt or somebody over there. I believe it was maybe Doug Plank. Plank bites locker doors before games. You know, he's one of those tough little safety men that gets ready and keeps hitting sometimes when the game's over.
His partner back there, Gary Finsick, is of the same nature too. Most of those Bears secondary members are. Finsick is out with a bad hyperextended elbow, but he'll be back.
That's what we thought. Remember, everybody said, "Well, Rogers' elbow is bothering him." Didn't look like it gave him too much trouble. 222 yards on 17 completions.
Those of you again expecting to see 60 minutes, you will see it. And you will see all of it.
In its entirety?
Absolutely. Third down and 4, Dallas. Callback brings it back to Laidlaw, and he struggles inside the 20. Didn't get the first down in the grasp of Gary Campbell. And let's see. The Bears have any more timeouts? They do not. So the clock will continue. Less than 30 seconds. Well, you can watch it. And Dallas can just about stroll off with this one. They didn't have any easy time by any means in their home opener. The Bears did themselves proud.
But in the past, they used to stumble a little bit coming out of the gate before they hit their stride.
Got 7 rookies on this team, which is an awful lot. The Dallas team, an awful lot for a team that last year was in the Super Bowl. They stroll off now with another victory. Roger Staubach, another big day, 3 touchdown passes. From Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, then the Cowboys win at 20.